Hey guys, welcome to Argentum Adventures, episode 30. Wanted to say a quick thanks for everyone that's managed to keep up with 30 episodes now. It's been a long and a great sessions. So excited to see if we can get into the Feywild and what that means. So leave a like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Let's do it. Having taken what information you could from the city, leaving your ailed companions behind, set out in the direction south to Woodend. A restless journey for some, though nightmares stamped out just before their ill effects took hold. Moving as fast as you could in the direction of the Grand Oak. Through the forests that lie before Woodend, you encountered movement. An owlbear charging through the paths, but not at you, to protect something further up the road, where you encountered a demonic creature that seemed to have made its way down from Bloomgrove. This oversized mosquito demonic entity that had attacked one of the local druids. You dealt with the entity, you got the druid onto their feet and continued to Woodend, where you saw their earth elemental wards patrolling, coming back from duties, saw kids and families enjoying the sun and an air of feeling protected, kind of throughout the township here. Yorna made haste to find her father, one of the elders of the village here, to summon the rest of the council for an important meeting to come. They made your way off to Yorna's family home, to House Velstrom, met with Liliana, Yorna's mother, in an attempt to heal the last few wounds that Strider still had from your first encounter with the hag. After some brief discussion and having a bit of an interesting chat about your next steps, Liliana offered to come with you to the council meeting, and you all made your way down the village paths in the direction of the Titan's Hand and the Grand Oak, where you saw not only Vandir, but now with two others dressed in identical green robes, bark from the tree over their shoulders. See the elder female turtle and the wood elven elder standing there. And you approach as a group with Liliana just trailing behind you a little bit. As you start making your way in that direction, is there anything any of you are doing? As they're still a couple hundred feet in the distance, just eyes on you.
Do I know how many elders there are?
I mean, you can see Vandir, Yorna's father, standing with two other individuals.
So the plan is to convince the council that we need passage to the Fey realm, and we all know what that entails.
Yeah, we need to, I guess, prove why we need to go and why we are the ones to go, and not
Perfect.
someone else.
I will start us off, I want to give them a full update on Bloom Grove in case they don't know. They might, but it's worth mentioning for sure.
For many reasons, updating them on what's happening, as well as I assume they feel some sort of responsibility for all the other groves, somewhat, even though they must protect their own. Everyone is connected by nature and such.
Yep. All right. Then I think we're ready as we'll ever be. We head on.
Okay. You continue along the path until eventually you see the heads of those elders kind of turn in your direction. And they, as you're approaching, just kind of turn and start to ascend the stairs, expecting you to follow along a few paces behind for a while. You can hear some murmured discussion between them as they're 70 or 80 feet up the staircase ahead of you guys.
Can I try eavesdrop?
Give me a perception check.
I would also like to listen in.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
30 for a nat 20.
Woo-wee!
Bro, what? 18. I got an 18,
18.
which seems tiny compared to yours. Jesus.
With an 18, you're unable to make out the discussion.
Damn.
With a 30, you can hear the blood pumping through the leaves. You can hear brief glimpses of that conversation that's happening far up that staircase. And she hasn't told you anything yet? She merely wanted to summon the council. There is important matters we need to discuss. She comes back after being gone for how long? And immediately we are called from our homes.
This ass.
Leonin, have some faith. And they continue up the stairs.
Thanks, Dad. I knew you would have my back.
Strider's definitely like, every time he hears like a funny like quip, he's just like, I guess this Leona dude seems
Leonin?
not great with us currently.
I think he has a stick up his ass a few times too many. Yes.
Yeah, he did give that vibe. I think he just doesn't like that.
Yorna, such words.
Listen, I respect the elders, but
He said something about just showing up and making a council meeting with no information, I think.
because I would rather address the entire council than
Yeah.
just one member. I
Yeah.
think it is very
I
valid.
don't want to explain the story like 8 times. You know?
Exactly.
You hear from maybe 5 feet behind you, Liliana goes, children, we should keep moving.
She children does. Oh my god. Yeah, we're going.
Strider's like looking around, almost like she's talking to someone else. Fuck.
That includes you.
What?
The elders continue up to the top of the staircase that has been carved into the wrist of this giant stone hand. As they continue up and round the trunk of the grand oak, you all following suit. By the time that you reach the hand itself, you are gathered at what would be kind of the top of the palm, those fingers outstretched in front of you. The thumb itself of this gargantuan stone hand is wrapped partially in the tree, and a portion of the pinky itself has broken off. So 3 fingers remain, with each of the elders kind of taking position, each on one of those fingers. As you approach into the center of that hand between the elders, Liliana stays back just kind of at the base of the tree and lets you all approach.
I'll just follow up next to Yorna.
And the elders sit expectantly.
So how is this arranged? They're all just in a little like circle
If
around.
the hand is like this, they are 1, 2, 3, and you guys have just approached up here.
Amazing. All right. Alright, I take center stage.
Mhm.
Thank you, council members of Wood End. I would like to pass on information to you all about the situation in Argentum and the situation in Bloomgrove and what is to come. In Argentum, and I try to keep it as brief as I can, but I want to update them on the Warforged Titan that we discovered and the fact that the bloom lilies have been used for the fuel. Then I want to update them on the state of Bloomgrove and the state of the elders. And I'm sorry that I was not able to convey this information to you sooner. There was a lot of time pressure to get to Bloomgrove. And then I tell them about the mages helping us, the Argentum, fight against the rampant warden. And with all this information, we realize we need to get to the Fey realm to defeat. To defeat this night hag, we need information on how to stop her, and this information can only be acquired from the Fey realm. And it is of importance as the night hag has afflicted my party members and I and 2 others. And what's to say that she doesn't inflict more with these wounds? They plague nightmares and plant seeds of doubt in our minds, and this is what we have seen in Bloomgrove. And so I ask the Council of Wood End to guide us to the Fey realm so that we may succeed in this mission and defeat the Night Hag once and for all.
And what makes you believe you will find an answer in the Fey realm?
I believe that the Drofentor, the intelligent and old troll that we saw in the Bloomgrove ruins, tells truth. He seems very wise, and sorry, what was the question again? My mind blanked.
What's in the Fey realm?
The green hag. She had not the green one.
The blue one.
The blue one. The blue hag, who has had friendly dealings with Drofentor, the troll that we met just outside of Bloomgrove. He said that she would have information and potentially a cure for us all that are afflicted currently.
Umu speaks up. Friendly dealings is a generous term. And you have exhausted all other aspects, possibilities of finding an answer?
Well, I mean, we went to the House of Gold concerning the wounds, and nothing can be done about them. And these are high priests high clerics that are unable to do anything about it. And do you have anything to add to that? You know this more than I do.
Strider will step forward. As far as my research goes, I've studied fays and other creatures for a large amount of my life, and to be honest, even if we're not counting the affliction that has grasp over all of us, the main reason we must go on this quest is to find the Night Hag and put an end to her. Because no matter how you think about it, Bloomgrove is now under her control. People like Garvier and other people are doing her bidding, and she won't stop at one village. She can come here if she wishes, and the only person that knows where her coven is someone that used to be there. So we must find this hag, as we've learned that they used to be a coven of 3 and now a coven of 1.
She is a threat to all of the Druid settlements and Argentum itself.
And she's not like any normal night hag. She's tainted by demonic powers.
Corrupted.
Even my studies of night hags. She's something more powerful, something different, abilities that I've never seen on any other type of creature.
And I propose that it is us that go as we have dealt with the night hag before, and so we have a little bit of experience that others may not.
As you're talking, you see Vandia kind of glance past you at Liliana, who's standing a little further off. She gives like a half nod. He kind of acknowledges it and looks back. And what makes you think that you are capable?
We fought her off once, and she had to run away to her so-called coven.
And you believe that knowledge of the Fae, however rudimentary, will be enough to help you in that place?
I was taught when I was younger that knowledge banishes fear, and she feeds on fear. I will unravel my pact mark, and I'll be like, some may look at this as a disappointment or a mistake, but I look at it as someone that wouldn't leave people in need, even if they're from a different plane or dangerous creatures, and I show my mark.
So you are asking us to send a fool beyond our borders? Why you three? Why don't we send someone more qualified, someone with experience? That's what I want to know. Why must it be you?
As I said before, we have dealt with the night hag once already, and...
And she is still around?
Yes, well, she is a lot more cunning, and therefore we need information to get around this cunning.
Can I inside check the one that's being a dick?
Yeah.
I want to see. I want to see if he's just kind of trying to talk out of his ass, or is he coming from actual experience?
Give me an insight check.
17.
17. You can tell that this individual has a wealth of knowledge, and you've been in enough places before that you can recognize the behavior of someone that is testing you.
I may not look like a trustworthy person, and for all my faults, these people here have trusted me, and I believe that I can help them succeed in their mission with my knowledge of fey creatures, as well as my ability to want to protect the balance between things.
I fight alongside some of the most capable of people, and I would say these two have more than enough proved that they are very capable by my side.
Being with these two, all of the time we spend together fighting and helping other people, I say we're the best choice.
The Umu, the turtle, speaks up again. Yes. So you have knowledge. What do you two bring to the table in this excursion?
Well, you know me, I'm strong. I can hit things pretty hard. It's all I've ever been really good for, but I do it well.
Persuasion and kindness.
See a slight grin across the turtle's face. Logic and knowledge will only get you so far in the Fae. A little kindness will go just as far. She kind of looks over at the other two. Vander's kind of standing there. And you believe this mission, this threat, great enough to risk your lives, risk your safe return?
If you have seen Bloom grow for your own eyes, you would agree.
I hesitate to give you our support. We have, in times of trouble, sent others beyond our borders. Few have returned, and those that have often lost themselves in the process. He kind of looks over at the other two. At that moment, Liliana kind of takes a few steps up. Yes. You all know the threat they are facing. We have seen this before. If they think that they have a path to actually remove her permanently, we should take it. And they go. And you're sure that this is the same threat that we have encountered before? Name any other night hag of demonic influence. It's Mabel. And this kind of give a bit of a nod. Can I get a group persuasion check?
Oh,
please?
shoot.
Yeah.
21.
Oh, nice.
Dice and charger today. Unnatural 20.
17.
They sit there, Leonin kind of looking around. Yes. Well then, all in favor of sending this qualified group? He kind of slowly raises his hand. The turtle sitting to his left kind of gives a hand up. Vandare sitting there. I hesitate to send anyone to such a dangerous and unyielding place. But if you must go, and he will raise his hand as well. As they are there, each in some semblance of agreement. Vandare speaks out again. If you are to undergo this journey, there is some information that we will need to impart to you. Leonin sitting next to him. Perhaps those with experience can do the honors, as he looks at Vandare and shifts his gaze to your mother. Of course. Very well. This council is adjourned. I will see you on the full moon. And he kind of walks his way past your group, kind of looks at you all out of the corner of his eye. And as he leaves, just as he thinks he's kind of out of your perception, you all kind of catch a glimpse of him, just kind of giving a bit of a nod and a smile as he walks away.
Hell yeah. Okay, that's good. That's good.
Approved.
Umu walks up to you at this point. She comes up to maybe Strider's chest and kind of looks up.
Sweet.
Your knowledge will be helpful, but do not be blinded by it. Sometimes it is necessary for a blade to do the talking, but sometimes whimsy will call, and you will have to answer. Best of luck to you all. Hope to see you back safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She kind of slowly makes her way off. Vandare walks up to your group. You all handled that very well. Thought they were going to put up more of a fight.
Well, say enough things that are true. We can't.
We know what's at stake, so I think that
They-
definitely helped in
Yeah.
bringing a convincing argument.
And everyone on the council seems to care about this place, and no matter how you think about it, if one grove's under attack, that means all of them are.
You need to take this headstrong mentality with you. Do not leave it here. You need to be confident. I cannot waver for a second.
Are you heading out? I actually wanted to have a word with you privately.
Of course, I was hoping that we could all head back to the house so that I could... How did they put it? Impart some information?
We can.
There is some much needed details.
Shoot.
Is the last council member still sitting down?
Leon and Umu have both kind of walked past, but they're not far off if you wanted to catch up with them at all.
Yeah, I want to quickly try to catch up with Leon.
Yeah, kind of wander past Umu, who's walking at like 10-foot speed, and kind of catch up with Leonin.
I just put my hand out to handshake him.
He's kind of walking down the steps with his staff, kind of.
I understand where you come from and why you're cautious about sending people and the reasons why.
Of course, it is a dangerous place.
So I just wanted to let you know I'm grateful for your hand being raised. Thank you.
What did you say your name was?
I don't know why, but my brain was like, I didn't. But, Strider.
Usually, when you start negotiations, you lead with that.
I'll remember for next time.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Continues down.
Sit there, I'm just like, I wasn't actually going to introduce myself anyway.
You can see that there's this kind of cold expression on Vandir's face at the moment. Liliana has this kind of stern look as well as they kind of walk beside you back to the Velstrom household. It will be a few more days before you can make your journey. Hopefully you can hold out for a little while.
Oh, I'll certainly try.
I was hoping to be able to rest anyway at some point.
Gateways to Fairy are as temperamental as they are rare. They are not like other planes where there is a tear in the material. They are not portals. Each gateway has its own unique signature, many of which require far too much prep work or knowledge. There are bound to be an infinite number of gateways we have never discovered because someone has not sat in front of them and created a daisy chain. Each is unique. Each is one way. You'll need to find passage home once you enter.
I assume the potential information that we're going to be given may tell us where to find this hag we're looking for.
Liliana speaks up. We have some information. We will give you what we can, but the realm is ever-changing. Key landmarks and locations will stay the same, but the path to them will vary wildly, depending on who is taking the path, the mood they are in. She kind of looks around. There's like a few people in the street kind of with eyes on you. Just, right, let's get home. Kind of pushes along the path a bit more. At which point, as you get back to the house, you can see an individual that you hadn't met when you were previously here, kind of standing in the doorway, having just gotten back from whatever patrol they were on. You can see high-waisted cargo shorts that are pulled up, a like cream-colored tank top, bare arms, bare legs, someone that very clearly is enjoying being in nature, kind of scruffy, slightly longer just below the jawline hair, this individual that at first looks like maybe a young teenage boy, like comes up to maybe Yorna's chin, but looking at him definitely seems to be a little bit older than Rosa that you'd seen earlier. Oh, hey guys, what's up? There's a big group.
Dalton!
Yorna!
Hi, yes, we came unannounced. I had some things to tell the council, and so we're actually on business, but I'm very glad that I got to see you. This is Strider.
Nice to meet you.
Lily, and this is my younger brother, Dalton.
You all are interesting. From the city?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come in. He kind of brushes through the doorway and continues into the building.
You've officially met the entire family.
You guys need anything down here, or... Liliana goes, I will make sure they're comfortable. If you could keep yourselves and Rosa busy for a while. Yes, gotcha. And he'll continue up the stairs. You all enter the living room. Vandir kind of sits down, and a moment later Liliana comes out with tea for everyone. Vandir just kind of sits there, sort of looking at the cup. First thing is first. Do you have any questions?
You spoke of the whimsicality of the Fey realm. Are there some examples you could give us just so we're a bit better prepared?
The creatures of Fairy have different morals than you or I. Never assume that one of them is strictly good or evil, and do not expect them to keep their word. They can change their mind on a whim. That said, a promise made is a promise. They will not break that. Most creatures beyond that border will mess with you simply because they can tell that you're not from there, and that you'll be easily disoriented. Liliana pipes up. The landscape itself will adapt to reflect the mood of those who are walking through it. Be on your guard. Don't get overwhelmed, or the environment will simply latch onto that and makes things infinitely worse. This is a mischievous place that you are entering. Sentient life comes in many forms, from trees and flowers that can speak to foxes, elves, and ancient nightmares. You'll need to be on your guard, but not fearful.
My thoughts on Fey creatures is that they come across as persuasive and approachable as angelic beings, as well as tricky as devils. Double-edged sword. They are.
Often.
It's okay. None of us here would ever draw a blade towards something that hasn't made an attack already.
Indeed, as much as I said that I can be the brute force of this group, I would rather not have to be. I serve more as protection.
I understand your sentiment. Not drawing blade until a battle is inevitable, but sometimes you will have to act first. You just have to make sure you are correct in doing so.
Oh no!
I'm sure if time comes, we will make the right decision. I'm hoping that I just slice my hand a little bit and allow like the glowy green with the black to kind of pour a bit. I have some sort of, I believe, Fey thing in my blood now, so potentially I might be recognized a little nicer than I might have been.
That may be useful. As the other members alluded to, we have some knowledge of the realm. There is no such thing as a hard and fast rule in Fairy, but if there were, you are never to accept a gift that is not explicitly freely given. A Fey creature will always expect something in return unless they have specifically told you otherwise. Never give out something that you are not willing to lose, in any sense of the word. If a creature asks for your name, they will take it. Do not consume any food or drink that you find in that realm. You must survive on your own rations, your own provisions. We will help you take what you need. Liana's sitting there, goes. We don't mean to frighten you. There is a lot of information that is useful to have, but once again, at any moment, any of this can be thrown out the window if it needs to be. Do not enter this place with a sense of fear or a sense of being less than the environment you are walking through. Any sense of inferiority, any fear, any doubt will be mirrored back at you tenfold. You know why you're in there. keep a level head.
It's interesting how similar Fey beings seem to be the fiends with the amount of trickiness, but also how well names hold power. It's interesting.
The names thing. Would you propose we don't give our real names out?
They could have code names.
I imagine that you would be more than fine speaking to each other, but if a creature were to ask, what is your name? Or, may I have your name? Look for tricks of the tongue.
Mwah.
A moment of your time, your name, an eye or an ear, they will be taken.
That is the other thing. Time. Does it work differently?
It can.
It can.
Will depend on the actions you take. A step in the wrong direction can cost you weeks. A step in the right one can have you walking back to Argentum the same moment you left.
Are there settlements in the Feywild?
Dozens. The realm that you are to enter is a reflection of our own. A forest here might be a single tree in the Fey, a city a single cabin, but a flower in the material plane could be an entire meadow over there. You will recognize landmarks, you will recognize features, but they will be different, twisted.
Interesting. That's good to know.
Walking towards mountains that you recognize if you know the direction. Often a good place to start, but once again, doubting yourself and taking a few steps can lead you the entire wrong way. Knowing your path is half the battle. There will be those you can ask to help guide you. I will warn you. If there is one thing that you are to be cautious of, one thing that you are able to keep in the back of your mind, do not get involved with the courts.
With the
The courts.
courts.
Symbols of power. The courts of dusk or dawn.
May I ask why?
They are competing ideals. They are the good and bad of the realm, though the good and the bad is not necessarily always one side. They are those that hold power. They will do anything that they can to get you, to help them maintain that power.
Well, I don't want to fight anyone else's war, so definitely doesn't sound like something I would want to get involved with anyway.
I want to propose something to the group. If we're gonna be going to the Fey realm and things like our mindset matters and how we think and feel, I think we should have an agreement to, if any of us have a nightmare given by the hag, that we, and maybe it's to turn us against each other or to turn us against people we care about, like she's done before, we tell each other about it so we can help ease each other's minds and remember the facts over the lies that she's trying to manipulate us with.
I think that'd be a good idea. I think us supporting each other will be one of the most important things.
I agree.
This will be a true test of our friendship.
Sounds good.
We're friends or we die. That's a pretty big trust fall.
Big trust fall.
So that also means if there's anything you want to get off your chests, now's the time.
I'm
Now?
good. I'm really good. I got white
And I'd
hair.
like to insight check both of them. Do you guys feel like you have something that you want to hide from me?
Do I roll?
Yeah, persuasion or deception, depending on what angle you think you're coming from. Insight from Yorna.
Oh, it's pretty
I guess it's just this.
Because what? My other one doesn't
Jesus,
do
that's
that.
not bad. 18.
Where is yours? Here it is. Oh, it's for both. So then, plus 22.
What did you get?
18.
21. So I don't
Ooh.
pick up anything from you.
You pick up that Strider's being honest. He stated in a similar conversation that he's going through personal things and there will be a time when he's ready to share it. But until then, it's nothing to worry about. And you get the feeling that that's just all he's sitting on.
All right.
This tea's lovely, by the way. Thank you.
You can see that Vander is still just kind of looking at his. Right.
Oh, do you
Sure.
have any questions? It's fair. Like, we are people that, you've met Yorna, of course, but you haven't met us. And you're trusting your daughter's life in the hands of the we don't fuck it up.
Wow.
I was sitting in front of you when you made your case. I think I've heard most of what I need to. I do not need reassurance from words you can say. It was the things that you didn't that have given me confidence.
Mhm.
Regarding your actual passage, as I said, entry to the Fae is tumultuous at best. There are no portals or planar tiers that will give you access. There are near infinite gateways through to the borders of Fae, each entirely unique and circumstantial. Most gateways are never found, never known to be gateways, simply because of how strange they can be. Our grove does carry one such gateway. On the dawn, after each full or new moon, a silken web is spun between the Titan's fingers, carrying the morning dew. Any who jump through the web will find themselves tossed into Faerie. Understand, as I said, these gateways are one way. You will have to find return passage once you are there. Liliana pipes up and goes, as I understand, you are to seek audience with Ada. She may be able to aid you in your return if she takes a liking to you, but it seems that you are already asking a lot of her, so do not count on her extended generosity. If you can find yourselves a way home before then, you'll be all the more better for it.
But the issue being that, actually, here's a question then. The portal to get there, things like that, the openings that happen, they can happen on a random night every 2 weeks or so. Is that the same over there, or are those connections always open?
It depends. Very similar, there will be other gateways much the same. Sitting down and singing a song in a ring of mushrooms could bring you home, but much the same, a creature could safeguard a portal home.
Under no circumstances are we making deals.
I think we have to with the hag, if we're going to be able to get any of what we need.
I more meant with the denizens other than the hag.
You may find that there comes a time that you have to. Just be very particular with your words and make sure that you are only giving what you want to.
This one hasn't become a bother yet.
True, and plus I get the feeling it'll probably vanish once
We kill the night hag.
the deal has been done.
If it doesn't, then that's when we have an issue.
Well, I mean, like you said, it hasn't really cost you any
It's
harm.
also, I made sure that there was no time limit on it in the wording,
Yes.
because that would suck.
Within 1 hour.
I have a few things in this book about fey creatures and dealings with them, and luckily Lily here is as pretty as she is pretty with her words as well. So
You think I'm pretty?
yeah.
Dang.
Do fey creatures enjoy food from our realm? Could they be bribed with said foods?
Much the same as if you walked to any random citizen in your city. Each individual creature is an individual. Sentient, thinking, alive.
I'm just wondering if maybe the hag might appreciate some cookies or something.
Ada is not one for
bribery?
She is not one for material goods. Making a deal with her will require something a little bit more
Personal.
personal, a bit more open to interpretation. She likes her riddles and rhymes.
Oh. Hope
So-
you're good at those.
Should we okay at them?
I wanted to discuss something with both of you after you have finished imparting your knowledge about, well, we met Almadon, who is the spirit of Bloomgrove. It
You
was a strange encounter.
Met a spirit.
I did, and I explained the visual of it.
I've
It's-
never even heard of such a thing.
It said that there's others that watch over Woodend and watch over Ridgewater.
I have heard the bedtime stories, but
I saw it.
Yep.
And what's more, you know how I was never really adept with druid power, in fact, just never got the knack for it? Almadon said that it had been stolen or sealed away.
curious.
Do you have any idea? Maybe when I was small, barely a child.
I mean, there are dozens of people in our village here I've never even considered. Did he give you any more information?
Can I insight check him?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
I'll see if he's being honest. 'Cause
I
he doesn't
did
seem-
also want to insight check whether
Yeah.
it's maybe a truth that he doesn't want me to hear just yet.
Go for it.
Yeah.
16.
13.
13. I mean, it's easy to read on his face. He's shocked by this revelation that these forest spirits actually dwell here, and seems to have no knowledge, nothing to hide.
Almadon just said that it was bound deep within me and it was stolen. Any strange things happen at Woodend during my youth that I wouldn't recall?
I mean, there have been many strange happenings in our little neck of the woods, but nothing that coincided with such an event.
Did he mention that that he could sense the other side of it somewhere? Right? He said it was in the plane. If fake creatures could take your name and things like that, would they be capable of taking magic?
Most certainly. Any part of your being can be taken, twisted, dealt with.
How would that work?
Exchange for whatever side of the deal, much the same way that devils can bargain with one's soul, a fae can bargain with one's being. Aspects of yourself, they can draw them out, make you forget that you ever had them. Take memories, take time, take emotions or thoughts, aspects of your personality, skills that you have. Any part of who you are is up for grabs if you're willing to deal with it.
Could I insight check you on his mum?
Mm.
Who's just been here?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
Because she hasn't spoken up since. Yeah, I got this bug in my eye.
1.
Yeah.
The tea splashed into your face.
Yeah. So, that hurts.
I mean, she's just as she is.
He Jones.
It just said that I have a connection to the forest, which I have never really felt.
Hmm.
I don't know. Maybe if you could help me uncover, like maybe there's someone you can talk to, or
I tried everything that I could when you were younger to try and ignite that spark, but you never took to it. I don't know what other options I could exhaust at this point.
Maybe it's just false hope, but I really feel like being told that from a spirit of Bloomgrove, it's given me hope, but it's also...
Hold on to that hope. If there is a path towards whatever was taken, if it is within the realm of Fairy, that hope will go a long way into finding it.
I'll hang on to it then.
I
Thank
also don't believe the spirit was deceiving you in any way. I was trying to pay attention to any lies or truths.
All right. Well, I'm glad that I got to talk to you about it before we left.
Of course. You said you wanted a private word.
That is what the private word was about, but since we are all putting cards on the table, I felt it proper to just speak about this in front of the others as well.
Of course. Do you all have any more questions at all? Any curiosities, any concerns?
So to get to the Fey realm for us, we just have to jump through the dude webbing between the Titan's fingers.
Yes.
All right.
The next full moon, which I believe is 2 days from now.
2 days.
Are the paintings of the Fey realm? I ask again.
Some of them have taken some inspiration, yes.
I see.
I have ducked my nose in a few times.
Just for artistic inspiration.
This question may be maybe there's an answer that's not allowed to be given, or it might be too dark of a question. I just don't know much about this area, as little as I should, as someone that wants to be a bit more active in keeping places safe. But I noticed that there was 3 elders on 3 fingers, but there are 2 fingers without people. I assume that there might have been people.
If there ever were more than 3, it was many generations ago. The councils of each village have always had 3 individuals for as long as any living individual of any of the groves can remember.
Interesting.
The Titan's Hand was here long before any individuals walked this area.
Actually, speaking of the Titan's Hand, I saw something that reminded me of it. Drofentor, the troll, a wee ways from Bloomgrove, there was like a big helmet that he had housed himself into, like Titan
massive.
size.
There is a chance. There are remains of the Titan all over the forest. It's how it got its name.
Kind of cool.
Do I know of like any other like random Titan body parts that stick out?
Give me a history check.
Yeah, sword,
I'm wondering like
shield.
11.
11. I mean, you were told stories growing up, right? The Titan Fell forest is where the Titan fell, is kind of the story that has been told. The hand landed here. It was the chest and the heart that formed the base of the city. The arms forming the mountains. Its ribcage, the caves. It's kind of always sat somewhere between this kind of fairy tale meets the few bits of reality that might have been true, and no one's quite sure if this giant rock hand is actually a hand or just happens to look like one.
This whole continent's crazy. A city built on heart, and a dragon comes in and makes a city out of it.
We have a storied past.
That's one way to put it.
Well, I only have one more question, but it's not really related to the Fey realm.
That is fine.
Have you ever heard of the Day of Blood?
Can't say I have. Is this something else that you have bumped into on your journey so far?
It's whatever the Night Hag's preparing for.
Actually, I just realized we'll need... How will we cure Elowin? Will we need to get some Yeah.
Um,
How are we going to make sure that we cover everyone that's been affected, or will it go away when the hag dies?
it should go away with it if the hag dies, potentially. I think we just worry about the ones that need it now.
All right.
Because her ability is that she could kill us over time, but I think she uses it to gain people under her control. So it's only when they become unnecessary or unuseful. So if we get too far gone, she'll gain control over us.
The citizens of Bloomgrove, they disappeared, but we don't know where.
How do you mean?
There's no one there. We went there and it was devoid of people,
No foot traffic.
as if they just up and vanished. Is it possible they would go to the Fey realm somehow?
For what reason? Mabel's business is here.
I've assumed that she somehow got them to the Coven as their base.
Ah, yes. I did forget about that.
Could be holding them somewhere.
Well, just worth mentioning that as well.
Of course.
Do you know if this hag we're going to see prefers to be called by their name, or is it really fond of random strangers knowing that information?
Just address her as Granny. I'm sure she will introduce herself if she wishes.
Can I ask if you know how long she's been around for? Before she went to the Fey realm, so just our plane.
Stories of the hags are ancient and muddled in places. Best recollections we have is that they were here not long after the forest was formed. Ancient beings.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I read a lot of writings in libraries and places around about creatures, and I have not much, but some writings about Night Hag, the Green Hag that was most likely the one that was in their coven. But I don't have one on Granny, not of her type. So it would make sense if she was gone before anyone had actually read anything. Well,
In the Fey realm, are there any signs that we might face of possible danger?
Any individual you meet could potentially be dangerous, but much at the same time, they could be equally useful. It's very much a matter of making your own judgment while you're in there. Much like being out here wandering through our forests, there is to be danger or benefit around any corner.
Oh, the game a chance.
just have to be on our tippy toes. Do you have any stores worth us even checking out while we're here before we go?
We don't really have stores here in town. We barter for most of our goods, and the village makes do as we are.
I think we're good on house supplies anyway, and we're really good on food currently.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Rations are fine.
Unless we get stuck for longer than 18 days, then
There is always a chance. We can send you with some fresh provisions should you need it.
and you don't mind taking care of our horses.
Of course not. We'll keep them with the other animals. They'll be well looked after.
Trust me, I feel like our horses will love it here amongst the druids.
The owlbear always likes new friends.
Rogue is very wary of new people and creatures.
We'll make him feel at home, don't worry.
Thank you. There was one time that I fell unconscious after a battle. Won the fight, but took too many hits. And I woke up back at the house because Rogue had dragged me back.
Amazing.
So he's quite intelligent creature.
You are fortunate to have found such a good friend.
Yes, I have.
All right then. What is the time?
At this point, it would be just past sunset, kind of wee hours of the night, 6 or 7 p.m.
Well, then shall we have dinner and head off to sleep then? And hopefully the nightmares don't get too bad. I suggest we all sleep in the same room.
Yeah, I can always do my watching over people sleep again thing.
Do you need me to set up the living room, or will you make do with your abode?
My room? I'm wondering if it's big enough.
That is my thought.
Maybe we set up in the living room.
Of course. Right. I will prepare some dinner then.
There's a lot of residents in the house. My room would be small.
No, I'm just saying they almost have the same amount of rooms in this house to your current house.
Mm-hmm.
You live on your own.
Yep.
Yes, well, no one really comes to visit much anymore, but yes.
Kind of sad.
I don't know, I've come accustomed to it. It's peace and quiet.
Are the other rooms actually filled with anything? Or are they just like, is there a bed in each room or is it just empty?
I mean, most of them have beds. Maybe there's one that I keep as like a storage thing,
Okay.
but most of them do. And one of them has Lily's name on it now, so
Oh,
Yay!
nice.
you can start personalizing that if you so desire. I don't mind.
There's a bunch of flowers start growing out of the windows.
Well, I mean, within reason.
As Liliana is in the kitchen, she kind of pops her head out. She goes, Lily, could you give me a hand for a moment?
She's gonna kill you.
Come in. She's just like standing over the sink, like peeling root vegetables. She goes, you've been quiet. Is everything all right?
Just thinking.
Mhm.
Mainly how everyone's being so open, and then I'm wondering if I should be open with my stuff.
That is often a difficult decision. It's deeply personal. It is good to confide your problems, but you don't have to share details you're not willing to. Everyone has their own path.
Wouldn't it be beneficial to tell them?
That is your call to make. There are many times that sharing difficult information can be.
Even if that information could possibly endanger them?
They're a tough bunch.
Yeah. I'll think about it more tonight.
The only reason that I am comfortable sending you three beyond our borders at all is because you are with them. Logic and brawn may serve you well on our side of reality, but through there, a little emotion, a little kindness, as you said, a little bit of whimsy will go a long way. Sometimes trying to find the path is not as simple as looking for tracks. Sometimes you have to play the forest tune.
Gotcha.
All right. I'll bring dinner out shortly.
Okay, looking forward to it.
How are your vocal cords?
I totally knew your mom went to the Feywild when I first got here. 100% did it on that.
Dude.
Like, I gotta pay myself now. I made a bit with myself. I was like, that's gonna.
How do I imagine Strider like singing like Gagio from Fairy Tale? Yeah.
I feel like the Fae would enjoy that one.
Strider would scat.
Play an instrument, that's it.
A little bit of time passes, and eventually you hear from the top of the staircase. Something smells good. Can I come down now?
Yep. Sorry, I was waiting for Mum to answer, and she's in the kitchen though. She can't
What?
hear you. No, don't worry, don't worry.
All right.
I don't feel like it was my place.
Dalton kind of walks back down. He goes, Dalton, by the way, Yorna's kid brother, middle of the age range.
Nice to meet you, Strider.
And Lily?
Good to have some guests over. It's not often that we have people around, and it isn't for politics or something boring.
Yeah, sure. It's definitely not boring to be the least of the worries.
What are you doing?
My potion. I'm shaking it right
Why are
now.
you shaking it?
We're gonna need it for tonight.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
We're all having a sleepover in the living room.
He kind of sits himself down on whatever living arrangement there is in this house. Goes, so what's up? What's been happening?
A lot.
A lot of
Very-
adventuring.
Yes.
Adventuring. That's new.
Well, duty calls. You're not young anymore. I mean, we went to Bloom Grove, and that's not doing too hot at the moment. So we're just trying to fix it.
Vendée goes, might be wise for us to send a few survey parties up in that direction in the next few weeks.
Be careful. There's a few demonic creatures around. Some very terrifying. I describe the rock because that one stands out to me.
You mentioned Garver and Ravafjell. Have you heard anything of Yinlan?
Yinlin was okay when we left, but her mother is seeking her.
So she is still in Bloomgrove.
As far as I know.
Around the outskirts. She left us, and being that we were about to encounter the Night Hag, and with her mom trying to find her, she didn't want us to be fighting them both.
We didn't see Gavir though, but he is probably in close proximity.
His familiar
Otherwise,
was around.
Otherwise he would have probably.
Man, you're all in hot water, huh?
Yes, that is one way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely be careful sending people.
How was your patrol?
Fine, same as the last few. Few interesting things happening around the border, but trying to keep the peace in town, you know. Your little task force got a name?
Not yet.
No.
Do you have any suggestions?
Still in the
No.
books.
We haven't really needed it. We've been traveling
I think we should
quest
get
to
one.
quest.
I
Hey,
just,
if you guys succeed here, so they're gonna need to credit someone. Saying 3 names every time's a little much.
I don't mind the silver blades.
You know, I'm
I
less cool
don't-
of it now, to be honest.
we have to
Why?
think of something different, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe inspirational strike on your journey.
that's true. Well, like,
Inspirational strike.
I was just about to say that.
Thinking on the same page. Strider. Yay or nay?
Now that I have said it, maybe not. Let's.
yeah, like I don't want us to sound like we're like some stadium fighters, where it's like the inspirational strikes coming in, like.
Or like strikers.
No,
Oh,
that's
okay,
worse.
okay with that.
There has to be something. I almost want something that's a little bit on the play of words side, but not in a cheesy way. I just don't know
I think
what
it's just
it
it's
would
hard
be.
because like we all kind of have titles because you know you're a high officer of the Legionnaire. I kill shit. You're pretty. You got a pretty startup playing at the festival,
Songbird? Little
Yeah, Songbird.
Yeah.
so it's kind of weird to come up with a team name, but it'll be good if we're going to.
The Singing Blades.
But then it makes us sound like we all sing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good to see that you all have the courage to fret the small stuff. This is good.
Honestly, this is the big stuff. This is what really matters.
This is like the major thing.
As Dalton put it, there has to be a way to credit us that's not just us 3 names.
Jacks of all trades.
No.
I'm gonna go help Mom with dinner.
Fair. Actually, before you go, do you like adventure stories?
I mean, I'm not opposed.
So there we were, dark, gloomy, smelly,
Sits up in the doorway.
What?
dripping green water. We're in a sewer,
No.
and there's Yorna,
No.
brave, strong.
Is this some kind of big city poetry or?
No, we're getting into the good part.
Okay.
Slam poetry.
And Yorna fighting head to head, 1v1 against the thing known as the Rat King. Giant, muscular, teeth everywhere,
Grotesque.
hideous. And we won.
What?
What?
You didn't even mention the part where Yona's arm gets fucked.
See, that's why I left it out. I wanted to
Sorry,
hear that
what?
part.
Yes, I
Um,
stuffed my arm up again, the same one that has the massive scar in it.
I keep telling you to leave the shield at home.
But it
Just because it is
works.
standard issue does not mean you need to use it.
I like it.
At least put a shoulder pad on it.
Maybe I will change my design.
Yes, my design. Done some bit of rework recently myself.
Wouldn't be the
No,
same.
I've done a few quests in the city. This is the first thing we're actually getting not only paid for, but we're getting allowed from the Legion.
I think the city and the druid settlements being safe is payment enough for me.
I agree. I was saying it's nice to have the Legion backing us for once.
It is nice, and I did get this very nice shield out of it, and I showed Dalton like the shield if he's still floating around.
That's new.
It's very shiny, and I just like flex it in the light.
A little bit of conversation. Home, feeling like a home. Little bit later, a rather large spread is laid out on the main dining table. And Rosa eventually comes out from the art studio, and the whole family gathered here for a meal on this evening as you're all starting to think and ponder the next steps. You'll be here for another couple of days. If there's anything you are preparing, this will be the time to do so, but unless there's anything else that you're doing on that evening, any other conversations you want to have?
There's nothing I really want to do, but I do want to ask one question to just the room.
Yeah.
To the room.
Now you guys don't have much going for stores, yes. However, would it be possible to get sent with certain types of flowers and ingredients, perhaps?
If you have specifics that you need, we can try and source something.
There's an idea. I feel like if anyone would have it, we would.
That's what I was thinking. No, I have a lot. Actually,
I was gonna say, I'm looking at your stuff.
yeah, I've got a lot. I just need to make them.
Oh,
I haven't made any
Yeah.
because I stopped.
just sit down and make stuff.
Yeah, that's good. Do you have any flame lilies or frost lichen around? I don't know. They're kind of hard to come by.
Dalton is there, I guess. I mean, we see them occasionally on patrols, but they're not the most common thing in our neck of the woods. I can keep an eye out over the next couple of days while you're still here.
Yeah, that'd be handy. I could use it to make just some helpful potions, bombs, things like that.
Liliana calls out as well, because such things that are very elementally aligned you might find in your travels as well. Be best to keep an eye out for ingredients. It's a very potent landscape.
They won't be mad if we pick the ingredients.
Yeah, if no one sees you, it can't hurt. Just make sure it doesn't have a face.
or talks.
We'll do.
It happens.
The
Yeah,
facial expression that came with that delivery.
I will be careful. That's all I need.
As a side note,
Mm-hmm.
later on that evening,
Yeah.
I would like to step out for a little bit and find a nice patch of grass
Yeah.
with a tree,
Mhm.
a nice looking tree. And going out on a whim here, I'm gonna try and connect with this tree to the best of my capabilities, holding on to that hope that I have that there is some bound deep within power that maybe I just need help finding. I'm looking for guidance in this tree.
Which tree? That
Just
tree?
a tree that I've sat myself
okay.
next to. Like just going out on a
Random
whim.
tree.
She's like, can't hurt to try kind of attitude and just focus.
Do you want to give me a nature check?
Nature. 14.
14. You sit here in the evening air, this kind of not cold, winter's been and gone, but this kind of nice chill. Sitting here, kind of moving your hand through grass and trying to connect with the forest around you as you have vague memories of doing as a young child, trying to get guidance from others, but reaching out and trying to make that connection. The rest of the family, the rest of the village often describe a connection like a current that runs through everything. The life that runs through any living thing, sentient or otherwise. You kind of run your hand up that tree. All you feel is bark.
Well, it's not like it was going to happen first try. I just have to stay hopeful and hang on to it. I have faith. And I'll leave the tree and I'll come back inside.
Okay.
I would like to just use my action, just an action,
Yeah.
to flush my mutagen that I currently have on. So I'm just going to take a deep breath and my eyes are going to stop glowing as much. There's still the dragon eyes, of course, but they're just to stop glowing. And like a green shimmer, almost if it vibrated out of my body into like a small cloud.
Nice. As you're all gathered around and eating dinner, you can see that Rosa is like constantly like looking up at you with this kind of wary, confused, not quite sure what to make of you look.
Does anyone else pick up on it in the family?
You get the sense that Liliana has likely noticed it happening, but just kind of lets it be like it's a normal thing.
If she keeps looking at my eyes, I'll just be like, it's normal for me.
Okay.
Could turn my pages and continue reading.
She like looks away and doesn't meet your gaze again after that. As that evening goes by, eventually some not quite city standard comfort beds are set up for you here in the living room. What is your sleeping arrangement here as the rest of the Wallstrom family disappear upstairs into their rooms?
Hear me out. We get rid of the dining table, we just shove it in the corner, and we create like a triangle of beds.
Like a campfire.
Yes.
So
All in favor, say aye.
Sure.
we're a triangle so that one person has someone's feet at their head and at their feet.
Yes. Is
And
there a
just do
problem with that?
lineups.
No, this is... I just...
Well, I mean, if the house is square, a triangle is just an odd shape there.
It's because it forms a circle.
I mean, you can like space it out a bit.
I'm fine with anything. I'm on first watch anyway, so it's not like it.
I just find it exciting to rearrange the house. It's very much stayed the same over the years, and so I thought it would be fun.
Yeah, if it brings happiness and fun, then go ahead. I don't mind.
I'm just trying to stay positive before going to sleep because I don't know what will await me in my dreams.
I'm cool with it.
Speaking of positivity, oh well, probably not.
Why'd you look at me when you said that?
We saw how Rosa was looking at you to not give the aura of positivity.
I'm at least like give the aura of confidence, which is kind of positivity.
Two different things.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just mainly with me being open with you two. I've already told you a bit about it, and that's to do with me being from Chassenor, and I am currently being chased after.
So, are you then from the place that you are from? The...
Chesanor.
No.
The other place.
Sanlo.
Yeah, Sanlo Hollows.
So if you're from Chassanor, if you're from Chassanor, how long were you in Sanlo, if at all?
2 years.
2 years. What is your reason for leaving Chassanor?
Chesanor.
I have struggles with that.
I haven't told you this, but it's mainly due to my father. He basically gave me up for marriage and I didn't want that, so I left.
Ah. Are you from nobility or?
Yes.
Yes. How high nobility? If you had to compare it to Argentum.
My father was the captain of the mage military.
So high.
But as of
There's some tea.
as of right now, he's currently missing, and my stepmother, Elrie, is in charge.
Right.
So I don't know where my birth father is.
So they're currently trying to find you.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
With your father missing, does that mean the people looking for you is under your stepmother's command?
So your
Possibly.
stepmother is trying to find you then.
I don't know.
Right. How long do you plan on running?
As long as I can, or until they give up.
Well, being forced to be with someone does sound very unfair and not, what's the word? Ideal.
I agree. It is brave of you to run from something like that, but also I can understand how your father must have felt losing you suddenly overnight.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't really care about that. It was his choice, and I made my choice to leave.
Well, I appreciate you coming forth with something like this.
So,
Mm.
kind of been easy as well as, major decisions, and you probably regret some parts of it as well.
It definitely also clears some things up and makes more sense now, knowing this, to some of your decisions.
Yeah. Oh, well, just try to understand that if things escalate due to my situation, that I might make some brash decisions.
Brash decisions, how?
I might choose to leave on my own for the sake of my own safety.
If they find you
Mm-hmm.
with us.
Well, I understand if it comes to that. You know what you want and what you want to do. If that means leaving us because they have found you to be traveling with us, then I understand. I will miss you if it comes to that, and maybe there is a way to resolve this, though.
I mean, there might be. If they see you as a potential enemy, I'll try to maybe persuade them. I don't want you two to get hurt because of me.
Well, if there is something that we can help with, but I don't know what we can do in our position. Chassanor has always been quite high up, literally.
Yeah, they're very.
They are very powerful.
Yeah, and cocky. Yeah, some of them. that one guy.
You're all right.
You're all right, yeah, there's this one dude. Yeah, it's a lot to unpack in a way. I think you'll be fine. Are you happy with the life you've lived since you've left?
Very much so. I want to keep it that way.
Then I say just keep being Lily. You don't need to worry about who you were before you left. I don't know how old you were at that time, but it's been a while, and if you enjoy who you are now, you shouldn't force yourself to be something you don't want to be. Everyone has the right to pick who they are.
I agree.
And if they try to take you, I'm sure we can convince them or just leave. Again, I don't know much about politics here nor there, so I just try to stay out of them.
Well, that's a big weight off my chest.
I was going to say, you look a little lighter. And it's probably a good thing you mentioned this now, lest you have a nightmare overnight about it. And then that would have been even more difficult to explain to us in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I put the cape over her head, as the only information I knew was that she was from South.
I was wondering about that a little bit, but makes sense.
That's all.
Well, we'll try and help keep you shielded from their eyes. It's about the best we can do. Well, if we're going to the Fey realm, you'll definitely be shielded for a while.
Yeah, and I'm sure you've done your best to change your name and how you look, so I'm sure they won't know who you are.
Actually, yes. Is Lily your true name, or do you have... Do we get to hear your real name? I would like to hear. I would love to hear.
Name. That would have been so funny.
Oh, she didn't do it. Rose. If you are okay with sharing it.
So my real name is Elamina Feathertail.
Elamina.
That's definitely a interesting name.
Feathertail.
Not in a bad way, just haven't heard that before.
That is a very elegant name.
Oh well.
That's the word.
Thanks.
Well, you compare that to Krongle, and it's like...
Is it normal for people to have signed marriages up in Sassanol?
Oh well, it was due to my half-human blood. Since they are all high elves, and so they felt the need to marry me off to someone of higher nobility.
Yeah, so it's more of
definitely a common thing amongst nobility is to keep the bloodline.
So it's
strong.
It's less about the marriage or the connection between relations, but more about
The noble
future
name.
heirs and things like that. I see. Yeah. Well, can I
At
say
such
this?
a young age, too.
Yeah.
I can understand you wanting to run away from that and experience your life before getting trapped into something like that.
I was scared of telling you all this. I didn't think you'd be so understanding.
No, it's a...
Well, after the things we have been through, I've come to appreciate both of you. So, you know...
I don't know how...
Try to support you how we can.
How you'd think would react. Getting forced to be in something like that is just not right.
It's also something that is out of my control, right? So, who am I to judge?
I mean, I thought you would just try to turn me over since
well,
you might have thought I've done something bad.
No, I mean that more concerns the Chassanor authorities, I think.
And if they came out, you know, magic missile blazing instead of
guns blazing,
then that's on them.
It is on them.
Yeah. guess everyone has the right to end up with someone they care for, and explore their life and options beforehand.
Well, here's to sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams.
Yep.
Not gonna say it.
Here's for sweet dreams.
Perfect. All right. Are you watching over us like last time?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. So Estrada's keeping watch like he did previously?
Yep. If you both have nightmares, just know I only have one of these. I'm out of slots.
Ah, fuck.
Maybe prioritize Lily as she has not experienced it before.
Yeah, I was
That's
going
a
to
good point.
prioritize her because she can also do a similar thing. So if
Yeah.
if you have it, I can wake her up as well, and she can do it to you.
Oh, yes. Good point.
As the night goes on, you keep a watch over your companions here, dwelling on the information you've been given. Can you give me an insight check as you're... Actually, give me a perception check
Yay!
as you're watching over your companions here.
23.
23. You keep an eye out. A few hours go by. Are you staying awake for the duration of Yorna's sleep? And extending your long rest a bit longer than it would otherwise take overall?
Yeah, we've got a few days.
I was gonna say, fine to sleep
Okay.
in.
As you're keeping watch here, keeping an eye on the others, a few hours go by, doesn't seem to be any sense of discomfort. As you're watching out in the kitchen hallway, see a bit of a shadow shift. Just something small in the kitchen.
I will stand up
It's a mouse.
and I'll check if my necklace is vibrating.
Doesn't seem to be.
I'll walk over to it.
You walk over into the kitchen, and by the time you get there, standing in the doorway to the entry hallway, that's kind of, if you're walking in one side of the kitchen, the other doorway over here, just on the other side of the room, you see Yorna's kid brother, Dalton, standing in the doorway. So what's your deal?
What?
Interesting. What do you mean? And a lot of things about me.
You're not typical city dweller folk.
Oh, notice I've been an adventurer most of my life. I used to be a monster slayer, but I've turned my ways to more protecting the balance of things, so that may mean killing a monster or letting one live.
Thought I smelled blood.
Ah, yes. I am also wounded from getting to the village. We ran into some demonic thing.
Of course, we've been dealing with them ourselves.
Is it the eyes that are making everyone? Everyone seems pretty jumpy here today.
I'm going to cut to the chase. You sure you guys are going to be safe? I've heard murmurs of what's to come.
I can only promise what I've promised the elders and your father, that our team is more ready than anyone that could go.
Most of the people in this village will value each and every individual that walks our streets as equal in their eyes. Anyone from outside of town holds just as much value to anyone from within our little community here. You don't bring her back, it's your ass.
Strider will smile.
Hmm.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, and it's nice seeing such a nice bond between you and your sister.
We already don't get to see her enough. You just make sure she comes back.
I promise she will come back. I have a sister as well, and I haven't seen her in a long, long time, so I understand the feeling. So I'll protect Yorna as if she was my sister, if that makes you feel better.
Much. All right. Sweet dreams.
Good night.
He just kind of bamps into like a small like butterfly or something and flutters back up the staircase.
Well, now you're just showing off.
Dude, I went from protected to protected. Hell yeah.
You make your way back to the group, and there doesn't seem to be any discomfort among. Eventually, Lily, being in meditation, would come out of her rest slightly sooner than Yorna. 4 hours into the night.
You look tired.
Just awkward. To watch you guys like Hawk, you know?
Is Yorna doing okay?
Yeah, no nightmares that I can tell, and you didn't have any, but it seems.
Okay. Well, then you get some rest as well.
Alright. If you see a butterfly flying around, it's Yorna's brother.
What if there's two of them?
Maybe all her family can do it.
They
Okay.
nickname us Maelstrom the butterflies.
So Strider heading off to sleep then?
Yeah.
All right. Anything Lily's doing?
Let's see. Get that one. There's another one though. Right? No, it's just that one. I'll just do counter charm to see how long it is. I'll like do it for the whole time until either Yorna wakes up or until it's morning.
Yeah. So how does that work?
So I just play some musical notes and then disrupt mind influencing effects. As an action, start a performance that lasts until the end of your next turn, to which I'll just keep doing that.
I thought I was gonna say until like they're done needing it. So the whole time Yorna's asleep, you're like, come on.
Yeah. You and
My
any
arm's
friendly
getting tired.
creatures
It's been 8 hours.
within 30 feet have
No,
advantage
only
on
4.
saving throws against being
But still, it's
frightened or charmed.
The
And they
next
must
roll
be
I
able to
do
hear
will be
you
on
to gain this benefit.
Let's charge it. Unroll.
Are they incapacitated?
No, does yours only work when they're awake?
Maybe.
Oh,
No, it's just she can't be incapacitated. So
Oh.
performance ends early.
If you are.
incapacitated. Again, the
They
ability
are.
is music. As an action, you start performance, last till the end of your next turn during that time. Yeah, there's no like limit on how many times you can do it, so you can just keep that
Sweet.
going. Nice.
I like the idea of you just plucking the same note the whole time.
Somebody turn that off.
Try to be real quiet about it.
Other people live here.
Okay. Well, in that case, with that active, as Strider drifts off to sleep, Yorna still there in slumber. With Counter Charm active, it will not guarantee the removal of such effect like Protection from Good and Evil does, but can I get a Wisdom saving throw from Strider?
That's what I thought.
With the Counter Charm giving the possibility to.
I just think the
Sidestep
count charm's
this.
on me.
It gives you advantage.
You said you put it on Yorna.
This
Anyone listening?
Oh,
Yeah.
anyone? Oh, hell yeah. AoE?
Yeah.
Yeah, any friendly creatures.
I did.
Hey,
I did
Advantage.
take off my ability before going to rest, so I wouldn't have it in my system.
Straight roll.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
14.
14.
No advantage?
The Counter Charm is what allowed him to make the save at all.
Oh.
I see.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
As you drift off to sleep, a little bit of... Please mute your mic while you're doing that. As you drift off to sleep...
I might just...
Yeah, please do. Turn your mic back on.
Oh, I clicked another button.
Yeah, okay, stop playing with it. Good to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm putting it down.
As you drift off to sleep,
Apologies.
the room around you quiet. There is, for a time, a warmth. That music kind of takes over you and eases your mind for a while. But eventually the notes and the chords get twisted. This drone begins ringing through your mind. You're once again looking up at the walls, walking through a familiar home. You know that you're not allowed downstairs without supervision, but you've made your way down this spiral staircase, the hatch left open. As you near the bottom, seeing familiar artwork on the walls, there's a light coming from that room. You kind of peek your head through the doorway. You can see a few familiar individuals in here. The kind of mid-back length silver hair of your father. Your mother standing next to him. There are others in the room, but their details don't matter. They kind of blend out of this memory. You can see a half-completed runic engraving on the floor. Twisted patterns of infernal text strewn in carving and blood. The voices arguing. We need to be more. It isn't enough. It's never been enough. Time and time again, we lose our people, we lose our minds, we lose our place. They don't trust us anymore. This next step makes sense. You sure about that? This will be on your shoulders. We have the information. We have always had the information. We are collectors of knowledge. It's... What's the point of having it if we don't eventually use it when we need to? We put a lot of our effort into finding his true name. As they begin carving more of that detailing onto the floor. Eventually you're looking into the same room. Time has passed, the vision foggy between moments. A familiar figure now standing there in the center of that chamber. Your mother and father dwarved by the size of this thing standing over them. Red-skinned and twisted-horned. I think we can make a deal. Of course, a few souls will be the payment. Of course. You see an infernal contract wrap around. You see names begin searing into it.
I try to get the names. I can see the names, but I'm mainly looking for the name of the person agreeing to do this for them. I want to know the creature's name.
Give me a perception check.
15.
15. You look and try and make out the words, but it seems a foggy mess. And in this moment, you'd wish that maybe you'd been studying just a little bit harder the last few weeks, scratched up on your infernal. You see one name, 2 names, 3 names, 4. You feel a tug in your chest as a final name burns at the bottom of the page, a part of yourself being pulled from you, and you wake up in an unfamiliar living room in a cold sweat. And can I please get a Constitution saving throw?
Oh, buddy.
Can I
On.
attempt to do an action as it happens?
In what
As
sense?
I wake up, can I try down a potion I had made next to my side?
This is a con save for the collective experience, not the moment of awakening.
Worth trying.
Oh.
Con save, you
Yeah.
said? Yeah, great.
The collective. Oh.
Solid, honestly. Probably beats it. I'm not gonna lie. Gonna be about 7.
7. Oh, nice. Can you roll a d10 for me, please?
Oh,
Oh, no.
not the
I keep
D10.
getting nerfed.
Do not roll a 10.
You rolled a 10.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
So your maximum hit points are reduced by 10. And you gain a level of exhaustion.
Good.
You are perpetually haunted
Do
by
I
this
get long rest from this at all?
You do not.
bummer. Is that what you want?
Does that drop my current HP as well?
No.
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 It
I
just
can
just
get to.
caps you at 50 or whatever.
Yeah.
Cool, so
Wait, so you don't full health?
no, I don't rest at all. This is what I'm at.
Not even like short rest? Oh no, short rest you'd have to roll hit die. Oh, I see. I see.
Can I try to recall something while it's still in my head?
Yeah.
I want to recall the image of my father, and I want to see if I can could have seen if he had any marks of damage, like someone would have had from a night hag, the last ones.
Yeah. Give me just a wisdom check.
19.
19. Hard to tell. Details are immediately foggy. You were looking at him from behind. He was fully armored. The armor always has a little bit of damage. Hard to make out any details.
Just wakes up in a cold sweat.
Yeah, Lily, you watch Strider jut awake, sweat pouring down it.
Are you okay?
This fucking bitch again. I'm alright.
Are you sure?
Yep, yeah, just exhausted again.
I'm sure Liliana can help you feel better in the morning.
I got a few more nights of this shit. It wasn't as bad as the last time, kind of, so it's not that bad. I was just too invested in what was happening. I didn't bother to break out. I forgot all about the hag for a moment.
Let's say at around this time, Yorna, you'd be finishing up the rest portion of your long rest. The sleep portion, I should say.
Alright. Are you good?
Yorna is sleeping in.
Understandable.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna go for a walk. I get up and go for a walk.
Yeah, you go for a wander. Is there anything specific anyone's doing on that kind of one full day that you have here in town?
I mean, as like just, to state it, Yorna would go around the settlement and just kind of, visit people,
Yeah.
family, friends,
Totally.
just mundane things like that. Immerse herself.
Yeah. As you go around and catch up with people, a few family, friends, and things having caught word of what is to come, some goods are given, a few 10 days worth of additional rations, things like, nice hearty breads and cheeses and things that will keep a little bit longer for your travels. Roll a d20 for me.
I roll the red one that Kyle gave me. Red. Can I keep him?
Nah.
20.
Nat 20.
Yeah. He's mine now.
In asking around, you're also given an additional greater healing potion.
Oh!
And if you've still got the Argentum's ointment, or whatever it's called, you can add an additional use to that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
The one I wasted. is
Herbal
bad.
remedies and things that people have.
I don't erase it, so.
Amazing. and some rations.
Yeah, 10 days worth of
10
nicer rations.
Days worth of druid rations.
Yeah. You spend the day getting kind of swept up in conversation with people and kind of some of the folks of the village that are a little too happy to talk for a little too long and give you some goods to go on your way.
Aww.
Anything anyone else is doing on that day off?
I
I
don't
like
wanna
to
leave.
check the songbook of heroes.
Yeah.
And see if any songs mention any heroes coming across or fighting a hag or hags.
Give me a history check.
Yeah. Oh, 6.
6. You're kind of thumbing through some of these stories and songs and poems and the various literature held within this book. For a moment, you think that there's something that vaguely talks about, like, a witch in the woods, but it's more in metaphor. You don't seem to find any information.
As I'm heading to Yorna's mom, I'd like to check my monster book.
Yeah.
And the writing about the night hag, I would like to see if I recognize the handwriting as my father's.
Yeah. Shit. Give me a... Man.
He's onto it.
Give me a... This will be a history check. This is like a test of memory.
History, the one I always look at.
It's done.
19.
19. This is not your father's handwriting, but it is handwriting that you've seen elsewhere before. You just can't recall.
Okay.
But if you found another note or another book that maybe had a name or a signature to the handwriting, you'd easily be able to tell the two.
Interesting. Might be worth risking it. I will go see Yorna's mother.
Yeah.
Liliana.
Sometime during that day, should be in the kitchen doing something, drying herbs out. How can I help?
I know it's a lot, but I thought it was worth asking. Didn't really get any sleep because of the hag last night, reaching into my dreams. Wondering if you were able to help me again?
I certainly can. Given that you are all to be here another night, would it be worth considering waiting? If it is not too much.
No, that's
yourself.
fine. I was going to suggest that if it was able to happen to multiple people, then it would be better, but...
There is a chance.
Yeah.
But if this is to continue to worsen, it would be better to cure it all at once.
Understandable.
As long as you are not in too much discomfort.
Nope. It shouldn't kill me.
Shouldn't.
All right. A bit more of that day goes by. Roll a d6 and a d4 for me.
Oh,
Extra. Ooh.
Two
Uh,
on the D4, one
yeah.
on the D6.
Okay. Sometime in mid-afternoon, Dalton comes back from his patrol. He found 1 flame lily and 2 frost lichen.
Ooh.
Hold on, let me tell him if that was useless. He found
1 flame lily and 2 frost lichen.
not bad. Haven't had a chance to make them yet. 2 frost. Yeah. This one has an eraser. And 1 flame in there. That will help quite a lot, actually. Thank you.
All right. Anything anyone else is doing on that day off? Otherwise, we can go to your last sleep before continuing forward.
Last
Good, fam.
Okay.
I'm good.
What is your sleeping arrangement for that last night in Wood End?
Same
Yeah, the same as
Same
before.
deal. Same
Okay.
deal.
And as you all settle down and Strider starts on first watch, looking over the group, can I get a perception check from you?
Will that be a disadvantage because of your
Perception?
thingy?
Yeah, what is
Level of exhaustion? Yes, it will
One.
be.
That's okay. What was the perception? 21.
21.
Whew.
thing.
Plus 10 goes a long way.
Mm.
You start looking over your companions here. And doesn't seem to be any signs of trouble for the first couple of hours. Lily,
You the last one.
in your meditation, dreams are not as common as they are to those who sleep, but they come. Every so often, the images will dance through your mind as you're resting. But this one is new, different. This is a memory, a dream you haven't had, somewhere in that realm. You're back in your bedroom. Miles above the land beneath you. Looking out the window, a sprawling city beneath you, even people walking around, even though it's seemingly the middle of the night. You realize that you're kind of maybe 7 or 8 feet off the ground, just kind of observing, stationary, not able to move. You look down and you can see yourself sleeping. Slightly younger, a few years perhaps, but like you are an observer in this memory. As you're resting, watching yourself rest, the door creaks open. A familiar high elf walks in. The stepmother kind of enters the room, takes a look around, makes sure that no one has noticed, shuts the door behind her. Sits down next to the bed and starts thumbing through a spell book. At about this point, Strider, you begin to see Lily's eyes kind of darting around a little bit. Definitely seems to be experiencing something. Is there anything you're doing at that point?
Yep, I'll pull out protection from evil and good, and I will lift Lily's head a little bit so she'll choke and
Yeah.
pour it down. And I will whisper, "Be gone, Maple."
So you do that. Can I get a wisdom saving throw?
Can I get advantage?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Oh, no, it's good. Wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Your gaze stays locked on that spellbook. Ellery sitting there on a small stool beside the bed as you watch yourself remain asleep. See, she takes a small wand out from her side, starts thumbing things over, starts to twirl that wand through the air, and a few glyphs start to appear in the air, muttering an incantation under her word, under her breath. Give me an Arcana check.
Six.
6. You don't recognize the spell immediately. She starts spinning these glyphs around for a moment before she touches your forehead with that wand. A little smile crosses her face. From that, a small burst of strands, threads, kind of small blips attached to them. She starts kind of slowly wading through memories. Takes the wand and just kind of pulls one out, tosses it, and it sparkles off into arcane energy. So, I don't think we need this. No, I don't think your father stood up for you. I think perhaps it was his idea for the marriage. That's a good plan. And slot something new attached to those threads. Feelings of anger, perhaps? She's like wrapping that wand through some of those threads, rewriting your memories of that evening. There, you can direct your anger at him. That'll be much more useful. All right, she's done. She stands up. Can I get one more wisdom saving throw? With advantage.
In life, he's gonna go do it to a father now.
12.
12. Rooted in place, observing the scene unfold as if you were scrying on the location. You watch her leave the door. Looking at yourself, this younger reflection of yourself. A frustration and sadness that was kind of plaguing her face, you see, turns to a bitter anger. And Lily wakes from her meditation. The potion seeming to not have had much of an effect. Can I please get a Constitution saving throw?
Fuck!
The problem with these is we don't know if they're real or not.
Yeah, some of these are starting to sound pretty fast.
16.
16. You awaken, kind of look around. Can you roll a d10 for me, please?
Do not roll a 10.
Fuck!
Don't do a Kyle.
It was because you said don't roll it, you know?
Yeah.
She-
No, no.
Amy's
You're
cursed up.
jinxing!
Yeah, jinx.
There's a 10.
All right. Your maximum hit points are reduced by 10.
No, not out.
Keep track of what they currently are.
Yeah,
Not
I
out
got it there.
But you do not suffer exhaustion, and you still gain the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, nice.
Okay, cool. So no exhaustion.
Sorry,
Still
fam.
benefit. Guess it's your turn.
Nah, 'cause now we're going to the Fey realm.
So at this point, now that we've gotten to a point where we've had some successes and some failures, you start to get the idea. If these dreams last for their full duration, you will see that reduction to maximum hit points. And it will be up to a con save at that point to see whether or not you get exhaustion or a long rest. As you jut out of that dream and kind of take your surroundings in again, Strider there trying, it seems, to coax you awake. Yorna sitting up as well at this point. No, Yorna would still be asleep.
I'm snoozing.
Yeah. But you awaken, cold sweat.
Are you okay?
I just need to sit down for a bit.
So, potion's not a guarantee, it just kind of helps. So.
Just every time I think back to it, it's making me question if things make sense or not.
She knows that we're trying to go to the Fey realm to hunt her. She's just trying to make us, even if she shows us truths or lies, she's just trying to make us unsure so that the Feywild will be unsure to us. Just remember that everything that you're shown, either true or fake, there's a time to worry about it. And we have a lot to think about and a lot to do in the Feywild. But I promise you that when we're done and we've put that egg 6 feet in the ground, we can all have a drink and talk about our nightmares and such.
Yeah. Sounds like a good plan.
Because I don't think they drink here.
The druid?
No, you don't know that.
Maybe they like have a specific time where they can only drink.
I would believe that. They have to sit around a circle of flowers.
That's the best way to do it.
But if you need to tell us anything, or if you need to just get stuff off your chest, you can talk to us. But just know not to worry about it for now.
In your dream, did you like just watch like from afar, or were you able to like move around and do stuff?
In my experiences with the three nightmares that I've had, I've been able to almost live it. I could move, make decisions. If I'm younger, I wouldn't be as like things that I feel like I would know how to read. I couldn't read if I wouldn't have been able to. Things like that. So I'm almost living whenever the dream's about.
Like reliving your memories?
In a way, but some of these things I don't remember ever seeing.
Just that in my dream I could only watch. I couldn't really do anything. So it was hard not being able to reach out or move.
I wonder if there's we'll have to research that. I wonder if dreams where you can't move, if they're different to the dreams where you can, in a way. Like, is information that we're getting given different or varies, or does it mean something else?
They all have like different meanings.
I just mean ones that you control and feel. What if those ones are meant to be heavily based on lies to make you feel it, make you believe it more, while the ones where you wouldn't be able to, maybe it's more truthful, or it's with little bits of white lies. I don't know. They're because through my experience, I've always been able to be in the dreams. So, and based on what Yorna told me about hers, I think that's the same. But I don't know about that then.
Well, if I have another nightmare or dream, then I'll let you know.
I was here for an ear.
I check on Yorna.
Yorna seems to be doing fine.
Yorna does not snore.
I wonder if she's dreaming about something fun or happy.
I look very peaceful.
Kind of pisses me off a little bit.
I'm feeling jealous.
Little, I've had, I'm tired of these nightmares.
Or like, couldn't you give us one of your potions in case you go through a
Nah,
nightmare again?
We've been through
This
this.
is
It's
like-
like a spell casting.
yeah, it's like I'm gonna make it on the go, complicated recipe.
I try to touch the potion button and it's just like...
Very limited shelf life.
Yeah, limited
Very.
shelf life. Uses like, my blood now and dragon's blood, so it's a little iffy to not.
Get the ratio right.
Yeah, it might poison like a regular person if you do it wrong.
Okay. Kinda sucks.
Yeah, I use them on myself. I didn't think I would need to have it while I was asleep,
Surely you can like drink half of it. Right?
No, I really have to concentrate on that one. It's hard to concentrate when you're asleep.
I see.
Alright. The rest of that night's rest goes by without any further complications. Everyone manages to get a long rest. Although,
Sure.
well, that night you would.
Yes.
That just affected
I'm at
Lily.
50 HP now. We're good.
In fact, having actually successfully completed a long rest, you lose that level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Right.
But that second night goes by. So the morning comes around. The Velstroms would encourage you to sleep in, given that you will be up late to catch the first signs of the accumulated evening dew that will start gathering on the grass and the supposed web as the night of a full moon approaches the following evening. Is there anything that any last preparations that you're doing the morning of?
I would like to. Do you know if Fey creatures likely use certain types of elemental magic over others?
It will depend entirely on where you are. There are regions heavily influenced by the seasons, regions heavily influenced by flora and fauna, some that are more aquatic, some that literally look like they're on fire. It will be a little bit easier to tell based on your surroundings, but elemental magic is not uncommon.
I'm going to then take out one of my mutagens. I want to use a different one, and this one's going to give me advantage on, I believe, wisdom-based stuff.
Yes.
And I'm going to drink that.
Okay. You do that.
And I will, before going to Yorna's mother, Liliana, I'm going to cast my Rite of the Frozen on my blade and on my crossbow, readying them for magic damage.
Nice.
And I'm going to do it on my +1 blade.
Very nice.
No, I've got that stash. I'm going to do it on my... I've still got that storing. Saving that one attack.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on my Marquise blade.
All right.
And I take damage. Yeah, good. That's
There
better.
you
5 damage.
Average it out. Okay. Anything that Yorna or Lily are doing during the day?
Not that I can think of. I kind of did my rounds the day before.
Smelling towards when we're about to go in.
Shall we at least talk to Leon and try see if we can get fixed up?
Oh yeah, that'll be good.
Because then we can at least short rest before we have to go and get our HP to max. Before we go into a dangerous area.
Let's go ask. See if she's.
Well, I feel fine.
That's great.
That must feel great.
Yeah.
We're happy for you.
Thank you. I'm sure you guys will feel great in a minute.
She says we, but she really means her. As in, she's happy for you. It is a speak for the both.
Just to make it clear.
That's fair. I feel like you've had it the roughest out of all of us.
I just want to have my max HP for more than a day. That's all I ask for.
That's all I want in life.
It's honestly a running gag now. I love it so much. So good.
Finally got his buff and just keeps getting hit down.
Yeah.
All right.
That's how Reinhardt feels.
Nerf after nerf after nerf.
Go find Liliana.
You find Liliana in her little art studio. You can see she is currently working on, and has been over the last couple of days, a painting. One side is adorned in beautiful greens, lush trees, and vibrant flowers, and the other is an interpretation of what you all have described the Bloom Grove to currently be. This kind of mottled mess of browns and greys, the kind of almost toxically vibrant reds and blues crawling out in places. Can I help you?
If you're able, do you think you can heal me like you did with Strider?
Oh, of course. And you'll be needing the same?
Yes, if that's okay. I'm no longer tired, but...
One moment. I'll need to go and gather some supplies, but I'll meet you in the living room.
Mm-hmm.
And she wanders off for a bit before she comes down with what looks to be another small pouch like she had previously used, filled with precious gemstone, powdered, as well as a quite intricate looking necklace. These will have to do. Who's first?
Lily first.
She kind of takes one of your hands, pulls out some herbs in one, and kind of mixes it into that pouch of dust. Kind of pours it over your hand and clasps it tight. And the kind of warm breeze seeps through the wood of the home and kind of gathers there for a moment until it feels like your hand is submerged in like steaming hot water. Then that warmth washes over your whole body, and your hit point maximum is set back to normal for potentially the last time in a while, depending on the events of the next few days.
It's not like we got a Liliana with us at all times.
Looks over at you and reaches her hand out and takes that necklace and kind of pries a precious gem out of it and kind of tosses the rest to the side, pulls some more herbs into that, and presses it down and clasps it over your hand, and that same warmth rushes through your body, and you are back to your usual maximum hit points.
Thank you very much. That helps.
Of course, you will take care of yourselves.
We will.
Don't let this beat you down.
Well, I'm gonna go relax for a bit and try and heal. So I'm gonna go short rest before the night.
He will, as you both leave, quickly do a cure wounds on each of you, just to help out a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a good roll.
Only if we, like, if she could come, or if she had, like, a predecessor, maybe, like, one of Like maybe a blood relative that like, learn her craft or something. What would we
Listen.
You both each gain 21 hit points.
Holy
Whoa!
shit.
Well, that does you plenty of good.
You rolled real good on a level 3 cure
Yeah,
wounds.
that definitely.
Level 3!
Okay.
Isn't my mother amazing?
Jeez.
She talented.
As she does that, you can see she looks kind of immediately drained and a little bit tired herself. Right. I will see you both this evening at the Titan's
Yes.
Hand. You've got this.
Thank you.
As you finish that off, as you are doing whatever you're up to.
I'm just wandering around. Nothing really much. for me
Anything
to do.
else that you have to complete before meeting up that evening?
Nope.
Got everything needed. Got my blades on ice mode.
Do I know if like any druids in this village do like a warding spell, like a protection spell that kind of like
I'll say that you maybe go to your parents, ask, see if they know anyone, and they just tell you not to worry, that they have it covered.
I would like to ask around as well and see if anyone knows of a druid with like a location spell. Like something that could locate something based on another object that you have.
Let me see.
God
God.
damn!
Locate object. Well, druids can do that. Not uncommon for those that are quite in tune with their surroundings to be able to do such a thing.
Find one that maybe.
Yeah, any of the elders, Liliana, Dalton would be able to. There would be a few.
Dalton probably can.
Dalton.
Yeah.
Seems chill.
What's up?
I had a favor to ask.
Yeah.
I have this fabric, and I want to try and see if I can, if anyone here could maybe use it to locate what it's from, or like the location of where.
Find the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Someone broke into my house a few days ago, and this was left
Oh, right.
on like a window, like ripped.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you got to be at least somewhere in the vicinity, but
If you can just give it a try, if it doesn't work, then it doesn't work. But it's just worth noting.
kind of holds his hand out, and kind of summons a bit of dust off the path beneath you guys, a few leaves from the air, and kind of washes it past this fabric in his hands. You watch that kind of pass through, and for a moment that wind seems to guide along a directional trail. It kind of flitters off and gets lost. Well, it's not in town, I can tell you that much.
But is it that direction?
Ish. Maybe. Hard to tell.
What's that direction-ish? What do we got?
It's, city?
Oh, great. All right. Maybe someone in the city can do something like that. I could pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, it's not often that we're in town, but on occasion some of the druids drop by. I'm sure that the clerical folk might have
Oh, yeah, maybe
the capability.
Ask them. Might be handy. I'll keep it just in case.
All right. Anything else anyone's doing during that day?
Nope.
Okay. Then the day goes by, you all complete your activities, take some time to just recuperate and feel relaxed for a while, gather your thoughts, and kind of still your mind a little bit. And just as the sun starts to set, you would be summoned to meet once again on the palm of the Titan's hand. The cold night air slowly starting to set in as you make your way up there. You can see Liliana, Vandir, see Leonin and Umu are all gathered around in that place. The three elders, they've sat there for a time. It is not often that we are able to be hopeful for such a journey. That we can look forward to answers and aid, an end to such difficult troubles. We're trusting you all with this because we know we can, because you have proven that we can. But before you go, a blessing from the Wild Mother for your journey, a gift from the spirits of the forest, and a meal of the elements that will guide you. As the elders all sit there for a time, holding each to their staves, and kind of channeling warm currents of air through the chill of the night, leaves and dust being picked up in that kind of encircles the tree for a moment. And after some time, 10 or so minutes, they begin moving their staffs through the air, recollecting that energy that they had expended up to the tree. And as they do, large leaves, the size of serving trays, appear in the air, a meal being prepared. Meats and vegetables and breads and cheeses and wines and anything. As soon as you're looking over this and going, oh, I wish that was on the table, a leaf will appear with such a thing.
Tiramisu.
Over the course of that 10 minutes, a great feast is set before you, enough to feed everyone that is here currently on the Titan's Hand. Leonin speaks up. We share a meal, a ward against all that you will face, and a blessing for all that you will come to succeed. This is not a journey that very many can claim to have been on, and that even less can claim to be worthy of. Here is to you, and whatever is to come.
Here.
They raise a glass.
Yeah.
As you all here in the evening air of this village partake in a hero's feast.
Yeah.
Over the next hour or so, gorging yourself on the food before you. So, at the end of that,
I spice them.
Gotta write this down. It's called
That's a good one.
cool beans.
you are immune to poison. You are immune to being frightened. All wisdom saving throws are made with advantage. And Amy, can you roll 2d10 for me, please?
Don't roll a 10.
7 and an 8, 15.
15. You also can temporarily increase your maximum hit points by 15 and gain that many hit points. And this all lasts for the next 24 hours.
24. That's a while.
Yeah. So you gain 15 hit points.
You increase your max by 15
Oh.
for the
Yeah.
next 24 hours. So just keep track of what your original was.
Yeah.
I think
That's
everyone
about
made it back to normal.
Yeah.
15. Wait, that puts me on
That puts me at 80.
87,
75.
What was everyone's max before that?
72.
60.
65.
Cacophony.
I have it on my board.
Perfect. I just want to make sure I've got track of it. Okay, so yes, for the next 24 hours, you're immune to poison, cannot be frightened, and make all wisdom saving throws with advantage.
Nice. That means because of my mutagen, I make all wisdom checks with advantage and all wisdom
Very
saving
nice.
throws with advantage.
All wisdom rolls.
Yeah. which is great because survival, perception, insight.
Yeah.
Gonna be very handy.
All right.
Do have the disadvantage on charisma.
Oh.
Heroes.
Is this like all
Peace.
before we're about to like go?
Yeah.
Then I would like to also inspiring leader to everyone, so everyone gets 10 temporary hit points.
Yo.
Very nice.
Wait, that puts me on 97.
Puts me on 90.
How much? 10?
10.
10.
And
Sweet.
man, we're stacked. We'd better make the most of this.
I'll lean over to Lily as I sip my wine. Like, seems that they do only drink on full moons and such.
God damn it!
Caught it!
Not the stereotypes.
They proved it.
Yorna, why didn't you tell us?
What? What do you mean?
You drink on certain days.
Well, I mean, it can be on other days.
But like, we drink it on a full moon, and I haven't seen anyone else drink on any other day.
Maybe they do it in the comforts of their own home.
Maybe like a little nightcap.
Little nightcap.
Amazing food here. I picture just in front of me the most nicest like steak with like nicely bok choy kind of salad, as well as like a wine glaze.
A wine glaze.
The last few kind of bits of that energy kind of swirl around, and another leaf is presented in front.
Well, seems we're more prepared than where we're gonna be.
People want to take a little quick break?
Yes.
All right. Having convinced the council and made your preparations, sitting here in the evening air gathered in the Titan's hand. Time keeps passing, the night moves to darkness, the moon rises in the sky, full and bright, casting light like it is the early hours of the morning. The brightness of the full moon leaving shadows between the fingers of this giant hand. And just before midnight, as that chill kind of sets in, you start to see between the middle fingers of this hand, sourceless, no bug, no beetle, just one by one, strands of silk appearing between those fingers. Over the course of 45 minutes, a full web is spun between, like a large spider had created a home in a matter of minutes. As it completes in the chill of the night air, you begin to see the moisture of the early morning begin to gather on the rock of the hand. That dew beginning to make its way and start to sparkle along the web that is spun between these stone digits. And before long, it looks like this entire web strand is coated in dozens of little blobs that are picking up and reflecting that moonlight like hundreds of small diamonds kind of glittering. Umu kind of looks over at you. Are you ready?
I think so. So we just jump in.
Liliana kind of looks at the group and goes, who's first?
I think
You volunteering?
Everyone looked at me, so I guess so.
I thought you put your hand up. I
Oh,
saw it in the corner of my eye. I was going to say
Take my
either
hand out of
me,
my pocket.
either me or you.
Yeah, I can do it. I can test the outside.
She
I just look up, I pick up my necklace, and I just wish me luck, and I will.
He takes your hand and kind of pulls you a little away from the group so that you're standing on that sculpted webbing between the fingers. Looking down at this web, you can see in these spaces the like fractal pattern. Every so often, as that dew kind of shimmers and glances with moonlight, you can see an image within that fractal that is not the ground beneath it. Every so often, you see a glimpse of a forest or a rocky outcropping. You see an icy landscape. You see giant mushrooms the size of skyscrapers. Every so often, these just fleeting images of what could be before you glance in that web.
Do you remember any landmarks we should look out for near her?
Follow the chill, find the ice. You'll know her when you find her.
I turn to face the group.
We're right behind you.
It looks pretty weird in there. So I'm gonna do it this way and I fall backwards.
Yeah. You fall back. And you watch Strider fall into those webs. And without putting any strain on them at all, you just watch them bounce back into place as Strider disappears through the webbing.
Wow.
Who's next?
I think you should go.
You okay coming up the rear?
Mm.
Alright. Then I shall go next.
Your father takes your hand, leads you over to that precipice. You see the same images glance in those fractals. Whenever you're ready.
I just take a moment to absorb what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Alright. See you soon.
See you soon.
And I just like walk off
Yeah.
essentially.
Take that step off the edge. The same thing as you just vanish from sight. Umu, the turtle elder. Are you ready?
One more thing. She takes off her necklace. Just keep it safe for me.
Of course. She takes you over to the edge. You see those images flash before you. Caverns lined with crystals. You can see an unfamiliar island flying through a night sky. Just these images glancing before you.
All right. Wish us luck. She'll fall.
Once again, through the webbing. One by one, disappearing from the material plane, leaving the world that you have known for a time behind. Strider, having taken that plunge first, can you please roll for me a very important D100
Oh, this is where we end up. This is
Oh, where we gonna go?
to see just which one of those fractals takes hold?
Now,
we want the ice.
no, I'm just
We
gonna say,
want the
guys,
meadow.
No, we want the ice.
I know about my phase, and we don't fail fade checks. To the ice we go.
See, what's that?
Which one goes
68.
first? 68.
68.
It says ice. Watch this. Inside her
Oh,
house, actually.
What if, like, the teens are an area and then the ones are, like, a specific area?
In her
Like,
house.
specific location.
What did you get? 86.
68.
68.
It's gonna be exactly in her house.
69 would have been.
Watch
On the floor.
Watch this.
Ah.
Well,
Or in lava.
No.
I want to see what I would have rolled.
Oh, shame.
I feel like the hard number's better, but you really don't know what these things.
53.
Oh, 49.
Yours was the best. If we're going off of
The
the
higher the
most.
roll,
Yeah.
I still find that zero being all the zeros on it hilarious. Because, like, I understand the mindset of thinking it's 100.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Because when it's on its own, it's a 10.
You mean?
Like if you roll this one and you get 0, it's a 10.
Yeah.
But when you put them together, that's not 100.
No, you'd have to roll a 1 on this one.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, though. No.
Okay.
Oh, I don't like that.
All right. This will be fun.
The power of...
Let me guess. We got ice over here. We're on the other side.
That's not the problem.
Oh, no.
As you fall through, it feels like you fall 10, 20, 50, 60 feet. But as soon as it feels like you're about to hit the ground, you're just still. As still as you can be. You can feel the ground beneath you swaying slightly.
Could I look around and see what I see?
You stand up and look around. For hundreds of feet in any direction, you can see you're on top of what looks like a rocky pillar. This natural formed spire of rock. Looking down, you see 500 feet beneath you, a blanket of fog.
Oh!
And you're on this single spire, just swaying in the wind, thousands of feet in the air, unable to see the ground. For hundreds of feet around you, you can see these spires maybe 10, 20, 40 feet apart at any one point, just kind of gently swaying with how tall they are. And as you stand up and look around, you see your companions apparate on nearby rocks.
Do not move at all.
Huh?
Just take in your surroundings first. And don't make a step. You might regret it.
I would like to just like hop.
You kind of jump in place for a moment. You feel that beneath your feet kind of...
This is nice and all, but how do we proceed?
Lily. I don't know. Fuck. Can you sing a song about lowering stones?
Lowering stones?
Oh, indeed. We gotta give in to the whimsicality.
Because this drop would kill anything.
What if it's like a leap of faith? What if you just...
Oh, if we believe in ourselves full-heartedly, confident.
Maybe sing the song first. See what that does.
I'm a confident person, but
Me too.
500 feet is 500
It
feet.
is a little bit daunting. I see why Jacob reacted the way he did now.
Just like,
Oh.
I believe.
Okay. We don't want to go up, we want to go down.
That was fair.
That's a catchy tune. I like this one.
Down, 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 down.
In one consistent page.
You start strumming for a time, and as you do, you hear it echoing off of these pillars, kind of boom, boom, boom,
Oh boy.
bouncing down this chasm. You hear it echo and echo and echo and get quieter, and you don't hear it stop. It just gets too far away that you can't hear it.
Okay.
And as you're standing there, those rocks kind of just swaying gently.
I have a new idea.
Yeah, go for it.
So these spires that we're on, how thin are they? They like a 5 feet square type deal, or like a
FX.
Actually, you know what?
10-foot square?
Yeah, folks.
Fuck it, I'm gonna grab the rocks I
I'm
printed.
just sitting. I'm standing like a bit from Yorna, wherever her spire is. And I'm like, hey, that's right. How thin are these?
These would be perfect.
Oh!
Oh shoot!
Oh,
Oh, so they're a bit thicker then.
A little bit.
That's like once. That's almost.
look a little.
That's
can
like
fit
10
2
feet.
people.
That's like 10
You
feet.
can fit 4 if you're lucky.
10 feet. 10 feet.
Anyone here scared of heights?
Well, if you can't see the
No.
bottom,
Bit of
It's-
vertigo?
a little bit, but not awful.
Have you on that small one?
Just imagine like 3,000 feet beneath you.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to suggest we scale down them if they were thin enough that you could like tree hug
Ooh,
it,
but
but
that's
I
still
don't
dangerous.
think.
Like, that's very acrobatic.
I want to try something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close my eyes
Mhm.
and just sit down on like the pillow and just imagine myself as if I'm on solid ground.
Interesting. You sit down and kind of take in the surrounding for a moment. I get a nature check.
Nature. Where's my nature? Oh. Yep. 8.
8. Just sit down for a moment. Almost as like short meditation. Kind of reaching out. You've been in places where there is high potency of arcana, of magic. And even though you were promised something magical, something whimsical when you came out on this side, this place seems to be almost devoid of that.
I do have an idea. The Fey realm reacts to how we feel and our notion towards things. Currently, we're stuck somewhere high because we don't know where we're going. I think, and I want to double check, do I know off if we have a south pole in the normal plane?
Yeah.
Where it's mainly just cold and
Yeah.
stuff? I think we all head south. If it's a reflection, then there should be a cold area towards that direction. So if we at least come up with an idea of where we should go first.
Damn.
Yeah, we need to decide on where we're going, though, before we can get down, I think. Because currently we have no objective of where we should be going. So we should decide on that.
Do any of these spires stand out as different?
Give me a perception check.
22.
22. Looking around, and again, it's kind of a bit disorienting, having no sense of real distance as these are just kind of slowly moving. None of them seem necessarily different. Kind of looking around, you can see maybe 100 feet down on one of these spires, there seems to be a small hole in the side. Small cubby.
Oh.
Maybe 3.5 feet, kind of round.
There's a sort of cubby over on that spire there. Almost like a hole, potentially. Maybe...
It might be hard to go between them. I might have to... how far is it?
About 80 feet down on one of the nearby spires.
Is my necklace vibrating at all?
Not from this distance.
My
I mean,
necklace-
there's not an intense vibration. There is this constant hum,
Okay.
just being where you
Yeah.
are, but it does not seem to be sensing anything.
Can we all agree, though, south is the correct direction to go once we're down?
agreed, it makes the most sense.
Alright. Then let's start making our way south. And I'm gonna... I don't know. How climbable does these look?
Tell me.
Pretty
Difficult.
climbable, but I just don't know how you're
Difficult.
gonna leap between them.
Yeah. Leaping's pretty dangerous.
Hmm.
Like, how far is the closest one to me? Would you say?
You want to grab the minis down?
Why is Strider paralyzed?
For the height.
Ah,
Pick a spire. You're all on different ones.
I like this one.
Wink.
All right.
How far is the closest one? How far is that one? A little bit shorter.
Be 15 feet on an angle.
So where was that cubby that I saw?
Hang on.
Hanging, gotta work out some more spires.
I really think the answer is to jump, but I really don't want
20
it.
feet.
And how far can someone jump?
I hate the jumping rules.
Yeah, fair.
For making it easy, I'm going to say half your normal movement.
So it's 20 feet, and I can go 15.
Yeah, same.
So there's no way I can get to that.
I mean, if you want to try and get past that, you can make a check.
Yeah.
It's just whether you want to risk making a check.
I assume it would be athletics, though.
Depending
Or
on how you're
acrobatics, how you
making
go
it.
about it.
Yeah, I just don't think there's enough of a round to make it acrobatic.
As for where Yorna saw that cubby, I would say like far down on this one.
Okay.
I'm going to look down on my one
Yeah.
and just see how much is, like, I've got a climbing speed, so I want to know if I'm confident that I could climb down this without, like, fucking up. Like, as someone with, who's an expert in climbing, is this a difficult climb that the others would not be able to do?
This is a difficult climb. Even for someone with a climbing speed, you would probably be making checks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think it's too dangerous to climb down, to be honest.
These sway, right?
Yeah, they're just like faintly swaying back and forth.
I want to like try and sway with it so that it sways more, and then try and jump to the other one.
Okay. What's yours will be, what, 15-foot jump as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to give me... How are you trying to make this sway? Just with your body weight?
Yeah, with my body weight.
Just give me an athletics check here.
Yeah, athletics. What?
Damn, I don't have one of those like ching hooks.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Let me
thank
check my
God.
bet.
I thought it was a 9. 19!
I
19?
wrote,
Okay.
but that's about it.
What type
You-
of backpack do you
No,
have?
I just remembered.
Start kind of walking back and forth on the top here, putting weight into either side.
That'll help.
This thing kind of drastically beginning to sway kind of 10 feet in either direction. And you jump off and manage to get to that other pillar as you watch a portion of the one that you were standing on, just like the corner, just kind of splits and just disappears through that mist and leaves a bit of a plume. Most of the pillar's still there, but just bits of it kind of shaving off with that much movement.
Oh well, that's a tactic.
Yeah, that could work.
Well, I was going to say, considering that it crumbled after Lily leaped off of it, I don't know if I was going to attach rope to my axe, but I'm worried that the axe is going to obliterate the pillar.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a great idea.
Maybe the swinging method might work best. We just need to get to this one. This is where the cubby was.
Alright, give me a second. I'm going to start swinging mine
Mhm.
left to right,
Which one are you
and I'm
going
going to try and jump to this one.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Which one are you jumping to?
This one.
Oh, yeah.
Because that way it seems like it's going to be harder. I'm going to grab on athletics.
Yep.
Gonna be that's one though from thing. So 14.
14. And your jump distance is 15 feet?
Yes.
Starts swaying back and forth 10 feet to either side. You jump across and grab a hand on the top. You feel some of that rock kind of crumple out from under you. Go ahead and give me... Oh, you have a climbing speed, don't you?
Yeah.
So as you kind of get one arm up on top, you're able to dig your feet in and like pull yourself up onto the top of that rock.
Nice.
And you make it up onto that higher one.
Jesus.
And you watch like maybe 20% of the side of that just kind of fall
Oh
off
boy.
and disappear up.
Now, I'm going to assume that you're going to need the pillar that I am on.
Yes.
If my pillar's anything like the other ones, there will
It's gonna be harder.
Yes. But I have faith in you.
Oh, thank you. If I fall, I'll believe that I'm not falling and hope that works.
Well, I mean, I saw your endeavor just now. You seem to be all right climbing.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's better you there than Lily or me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you need help?
Ooh.
No, I should be alright. I'm gonna try and make it a bit more dexterous next time.
All right. Shall I go next?
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to start swaying my pillar to get
Okay.
closer to this one.
Stop. Swaying that back and forth. Give me an athletics check.
I want a bardic inspiration.
Yeah?
Where's my D8? This one. Inspiration. Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks. I might as well take it.
Okay.
Athletics?
Yep. Unless you're doing anything different.
18.
18. You
Whoosh.
start swaying that back and forth, getting that same kind of 10-foot movement at the top. As you do, jumping across and getting like your upper body slam into that and kind of push yourself up onto that platform. If you want to move over there. And this then moves as the others did, vaguely in that direction.
All right, when you guys come over, I can help you up.
And again, as you kind of land and get your footing, you see a quarter or so of that pillar disappear down. And at about this point, you hear the first bit that had fallen.
Can I
It's
use
ground.
perception check to see if it sounded like it hit ground or water?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Even so,
Actually-
water from this height.
Make it a survival check here.
Oh, that's fine. I
This
got
is-
advantage on all wisdom-based checks.
More of a tracking skill because you heard
Nice.
it.
20, unnatural.
20. It sounds like it hit solid ground and just echoed up and took that long to get up here.
I would like to figure out from the time that it slipped off
Mhm.
and that it hit the ground,
Mhm.
from that information, how far was the drop?
Give me a survival check.
Oh, who knows? 7.
7. I'll say from the very least, you know that it's well over 1,000 feet.
Can I
much
see if I've
bludgeoning
ever
damage?
heard about
Death.
an area full of pillars before in Feywild? If I've read about them before?
Give me a history check.
Might as well, you know. Damn, it's an intelligence check. It's about. There's one about fey creatures. So I guess.
No, this is about the realm.
Fuck. That's okay. That's 11.
11. Not that you have any knowledge of.
Yeah, fair.
All right, I'm ready. Who's next?
I might go first just because I got a longer jump to make.
Okay. Do you need help too?
And now I got a plan. You got a plan.
Front flip.
Do a barrel roll.
It's gonna be so sick. My plan is amazing. I'm gonna start swaying it.
Yeah.
But I am going to hold on
Wait.
to this edge
Mhm.
and crouch and have my feet on the edge and my
Ah.
hands. And I'm going to
Frog
lean it,
jump.
and I'm just going to
You're gonna
full push
leap-
and
leap
leap.
Bring
frog.
yourself up. All right. Then you can go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Nice.
The frog leap.
Acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Shit. Only if I had advantage on acrobatics.
Only if I gave you that.
Silvery barbs. No.
Yeah, disadvantage.
That's gonna be a solid 9.
9.
Ooh.
You start swaying it back and forth, getting 5, 10 feet of movement, kind of feeling that similar amount as before. You push yourself off. Looking up, you can see the top, and you grab onto it, and your fingers slip. You feel yourself falling 10 feet, 15 feet. You guys see Strider beginning to slip down the side.
Grab on, grab on.
I'll sort of pull out my dagger that I keep in my lower leg, and I'm just gonna wrap my arm around it and try to stab the like side and hug it.
Give me an attack roll.
That's gonna be 17 to
17. The AC for stone.
Oh.
As you reach around and tuck a dagger into a small nook on the side of this thing and kind of just hang there, maybe 25
Oh.
feet down. You see a few more pebbles kind of just fall down beside you.
Strider, I'm gonna toss you a rope. Do you think you can grab onto it?
Yeah, let
From
me
there.
just adjust. And can I try with my climbing speed? Like, can I climb up from my position or like get a grip onto this?
You can make a check if you want to try and get a bit further up.
Yeah,
Okay. How are you making your way up here? This will determine what check
I am
you're
going to with this head. I'm gonna quickly like pull up myself, grab a rock. I'm gonna try to just like launch and put my foot on top of my dagger
using. Okay.
and leave my dagger behind. I guess.
All right. Yeah, give me an acrobatics check. Yeah.
R.I.P. dagger.
Yeah, I had him for so long.
Goodbye, dagger.
So he was never used. Man, this is going amazingly. It's going to be 16.
16. You fling yourself up and kind of land on that dagger, getting a handhold just on the side of this rock here, and you're a few feet from the top.
Okay. I'm able to climb.
If you're just going to attempt to climb,
Yeah,
just give me an acrobatics check.
It's like a normal,
Yeah.
not special, just some climbing skills. That's going to be 15.
15. You manage to just clamber up those last few feet, kind of get an arm on the top and pull yourself over
Oh, Jesus
Nice.
Christ.
as you watch. Jesus,
Whoa.
he's gone.
As we watch Jesus.
This entire pillar behind you, from the amount that you had moved, it just splits, and
Wow.
Oh.
at about that time you hear the second from the second
Wow.
shard that had fallen off.
There goes that dagger I was holding on to. Oh my god.
That's all right. You can get a new one. I'm ready for you. I'd like to get everyone onto this side.
Alright, Lily, go.
Okay.
Take it a breather.
Swing, swing.
And I'm ready so that if Lily needs assistance, like if she fails it, I'm there to help her.
Okay.
So I'm ready.
All right, so yeah.
I'm gonna ready attack.
Okay.
Mhm.
What's the trigger?
If Lily falls, I want to try shoot a crossbow through her clothing to attach her to the
Oh, okay. All right.
just in case.
I want to try and get a killer blow.
All right. I'll say with
Father
your
sent
help,
me.
you can make this athletics check with advantage. And then the
Hell
Yorna
yeah.
like grabbing you on the other side.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a run up on that rock.
Yeah. Athletics. 13.
13. You kind of start swaying that rock. This one feels a bit more stable. You're only able to get kind of 5 or so feet of movement and just have to commit to the jump. Your hand goes out and would very clearly miss the top of the stone pillar, but Yorna grabs you and pulls you up onto the other side. You're both over there.
Thanks.
It's all right. I've got you. All right,
That
Strider,
moves.
you're next.
At this point, you hear as that entire pillar echoes up. You see a massive cloud of dust billowing up where that pillar used to be.
Hmm.
Can I listen out to see if like that one was shorter than the others?
Yeah. Give me a perception check on that one.
Perception. Ooh. 19.
19. It definitely felt quicker, which shouldn't make sense. Something this high up should reach terminal velocity, and just everything should kind of fall at the same speed, but the larger objects seem to fall a lot faster.
Oh.
Oh, can I pull out?
What the hell?
I pull out
I don't like this place.
mushroom that I have.
Hmm.
I drop it.
I mean, it plummets quick. Like, it's going down like 100 feet a second. Normal kind of falling speed, but you just get the sense you don't want to be on one of these things when they crumble.
Yeah, I see. All right, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Same thing I did for Lily, I'm going to do for Strider.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Juggle.
attempt my tactic from before that did not work.
Okay. Give me another acrobatics check then.
Would he get it with advantage with my help?
Yes, take it with
Oh,
advantage.
nice. I rolled high for
Nice.
once. Thank God. Acrobatics. Yes. 22.
22. All right. You make the jump. Yorna kind of has her hand out, but backs off as you come in with enough distance to get there. And as you kind of land and find your footing, the pillars under you all kind of swaying back and forth. Having been the second one to jump off of that, you watch the entire thing crumble and fall. You get the sense that these can only take so much.
And we're all on this one. All right, we need to find whatever the hell we're looking for here.
This one's bigger. I'm going to lead us to the little cubby that I saw. And I want to investigate it. Like, what is it? Is it an entrance?
I mean, you're standing here looking down, and it's like 80 feet down the pillar.
Oh, shoot. No, that's okay. 80 feet.
Yeah.
How long's your rope?
50 feet.
I have a rope of 50 feet.
Tied together?
We can make 100 feet, or slightly less for the tie-in range.
I could probably like be lowered down and then you two just hold the rope.
I think I should get lowered down.
You want to be lowered down?
Yeah, because if shit comes to worse, I can hold on.
Okay.
Alright, and I can hold on to it here,
Yeah,
and
plus I
maybe
think
we
you might be
pass
stronger
it
than
to
me.
something.
Physically.
What?
How strong are you?
Not much, -1.
Yeah, same. So.
Well, I mean, I gotta be up
Yeah.
here to hold the rope.
Yeah. All right. We tie our rope together, and I'm going to tie it, and I want to make sure it's fucking tied.
Yeah.
I'm spending 5 minutes on this shit.
Okay, if
Best-
you're
best
willing
not.
to spend the time,
Best
then
not in
you're
the
able
rope.
to full like Boy Scout tie off that knot, happy with it, stuck into the rock.
Should I tie it to myself, or climb down the rope?
Tie it to yourself.
What, do you have more faith in, your arms or your tying skills?
Sure, I could just have
Like-
faith in both.
Like you tie it to yourself and then you lower yourself with the rope. As you
Yeah,
go down.
I'm gonna tie it around myself.
Yeah.
Because I believe tying and climbing together will equal better.
Alright, don't jump off just yet. I gotta find a spot, and I'm gonna find a sturdy spot on this pillar. To tie the
Just
rope around like the sturdiest spot I can find on this pillar, and then also stand by it to provide
Yeah.
extra strength.
So like 3 or 4 different points of tension. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Wish me luck. Any of you got a dagger?
Would a hand
No.
axe suffice?
Yeah, mine.
I use mine.
This is just my regular hand
Just
axe.
put the hand axe on. And
Standard Legion issue.
Yeah. The little
hug it,
L on it.
and I'm gonna use my climbing speed. I'm gonna just slowly climb down.
All right. You, rope attached, slowly begin to make your way down here.
Oh boy.
All right. Is there anything that you're doing on your way down towards that little cubby?
As I'm climbing down, I'm going to say, 1 tug means I'm good. 3 tug means this rock's gonna break. Jump for it. 2 tug means I need to come up.
Okay. So, 1 tug for
I'm good.
you're good. 2 tugs, you want to come up.
Yep.
3 tugs, pillar's gonna collapse. We need to get down to this cubby soon as possible.
Oh, I mean, like, get to a
jump.
different pillar.
Oh, get to a different
Just
pillar.
a different
because if this one's
pillar.
breaking, the cubby's not going to exist.
True. Okay. Gotcha.
Sweet.
All right.
And I start climbing down.
Okay. You climb down 40, 50 feet. You notice a few like looser rocks up top kind of fall past you and just kind of disappear down, making no sound as they fall. Look down and keep going. 60, 70 feet. Eventually you can see this cubby beneath you, and it It is maybe about this wide, like a circle in the side of the rock.
Awesome.
Just kind of looking down, pulling up beside it.
Is there anything in it?
Give me a perception check.
What's inside? A worm.
That is a 21.
21. You look around in here, and it kind of looks like a bit of a tunnel that's been dug through this pillar. And at first you're wondering, like, how is this thing not falling over? The walls must be thin. You look in, you can see like a bit of a portion that's being dug down, a bit of a portion that shifts up. And at first you don't see anything in here. But looking a little bit closer. At first you think you're looking at a kind of carved sculpture in the stone, but very quickly realize that there is a small sleeping creature that almost looks like it is made of stone. Maybe about 2.5 feet tall, probably comes up to just below your waist if it was standing next to you. It looks vaguely in its upper body dwarven. Like big bulbous nose, like large lipped mouth, bushy beard that seems to almost fully cover its torso. You can see like dreads of hair pulled back, tightened into what almost look like thick ropes. This gray-skinned looking... His skin almost actually looks like stone, this kind of dwarven figure. As you're kind of looking at it a bit closer, it has almost satyr-like legs. These kind of like hooved, bent backwards legs, and he's just kind of asleep. And every so often you see one of the legs kind of just kick as it's asleep.
I'm gonna speak in Dwarven. Right. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon in Dwarven.
Yeah. And immediately in Dwarven, who the fuck was there?
Nice to meet you.
Who the hell are you?
I just kind of ended up here.
How?
I think I saw a glowing thing in the forest and I went through it and now I'm on top of these rocks. I'm trying to get down.
He kind of like scurries up the rock of this like tunnel that's been dug in here, kind of pokes his head out the hole like 2 feet from you, no sense of personal space, and kind of looks at how you're dangling down. Why are you down here?
Well, we saw, me and my friends, my two more, saw a cubby.
There's others?
Yeah, just my friends.
He grabs a length of his hair, tosses it up, and you watch it. It literally looks like rope as he tosses it. Just wraps up, grabs like 20 feet above him. He pulls and launches himself about 40 feet and throws another strand of hair up. And you guys watch as this like incredibly thin strands wrapped into a tight rope latch around something at the top of the pillar, and this 2.5 foot tall stone satyr looking dwarf figure launches himself into the air and lands on the ground in front of you. Who the hell are you?
Oh, is he speaking common?
No, he is not.
Oh.
You said Almanintha.
I kneel down. Sorry to have disturbed you. I speak in Dwarvish.
Oh, shoot.
We're just lost and we're looking for assistance. Do you think you can help us?
Can I get a persuasion check?
I'm just gonna sit my butt in the cabin like butt. I'm like, well, that's fucking rude.
Well, I don't feel a tug, so...
19.
19. And your friend?
Which friend?
The one that's dangling down there.
What about him?
Why is he here?
He was looking for help.
He reaches a hand out, grabs the top of the rope, and in a single pull, launches Strider all the way up to the top of the pillar. This 2.5 foot tall creature seems to have the strength of 3 men and just launches you into the air. Fine, then let's have a conversation. And I think that is where we'll pick up next session.
You're just getting flung in the air.
Why did I sit inside that thing?
Yeah, just...
First,
Dude,
Denizen...
the whiplash.
I just started climbing in to like rest from climbing, and my head just top of it.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
God damn.